Hey guys, welcome back to the Break Room Podcast. We haven't had a physical episode in a while because everybody was dropping like flies. Everybody got COVID. There he goes, he's coughing still. But unfortunately, Joe is still under the weather, so he's going to be missing for this episode. But we wish him well and hope next week we can have him back on the show.
Who's going to defend Brett? Joe's not here.
I'll have to defend Brett.
I'll defend Brett. I watched that whole Rivals thing.
A very one-sided documentary.
I missed it. I missed the documentary. I wasn't able to watch it because I actually did a couple of conventions back-to-back weekends. 2 weeks ago, I was at Hofstra University for Eternal Con. That was a great show. It was my first big con appearance since December of 2019 before the pandemic.
Jeez.
So, of course, I had to spend money like a motherfucker. I bought all kinds of action figures. I ended up getting Rogue and Gambit and the 2-pack of Colossus and Juggernaut.
Nice.
And I ended up getting the Diamond Select. What the fuck is his name?
Was that the one with the fucked up package?
Yeah, the one with the fucked up package from the Hulk.
Abomination.
Abomination, that's right.
So we do have
that's a really, really heavy figure. It's awesome. I love it. I always like the bulkier guys because I identify with them. But yeah, that con was really cool, and it was nice because it's local. It's Eternal Con's a con I've been going to since they started them back in 2018. They used to do it at the Cradle of Aviation Museum.
So hold on, wait. So you said it was your first big appearance since 2017, right?
2019. December of 19. I did WinterCon, which ironically is run by the same people that do Eternal Con.
Nice.
But I had one little con appearance at Head Nerds in Charge Con in Philadelphia. It was just a one-day show, and I did a little kickoff comedy show the night before the con opened. And then last weekend, I just went to Garden State Comic Fest at the Men in Sports Arena in Morristown, New Jersey.
Again.
It was a good show. We had a lot of fun. I went there with Mandy, the Real Life Lois, and we signed some autographs and took pictures with a lot of people.
Excited to see you.
Fans were great, and if anybody's tuning in that had seen me at the show and I gave you a business card and you subscribed to the show, thank you so much for joining us here. We love to have you.
We got a lot of new followers.
And for anybody who's new to this show, this is a fully interactive show, so we'll be reading your comments and you can weigh in on any of the discussions that we have on the show.
We can do headstands, all sorts of fun little circus tricks. It's nice. I juggle. I'm a juggler.
I'm just the extremely fat guy. I'm just going to sit there and...
We're not above tearing each other apart for
for views. Yeah, we'll start drama for fun.
Beautiful.
Just for the sake of it.
Fuck Shawn Michaels.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
They're always the ones
because he's a piece
firing
of shit.
The volleys. It's always them.
It's the volleys.
The funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
So what happened?
Garden State Comic Fest was really cool. Nice. I'm hoping to do more shows. I'm not going to have a table, but I'm going to try to make it to Terrificon at the end of this month. That's going to be at Mohegan Sun.
That's right.
A lot of cool people are going to be there. Kevin Conroy, Tim Daly, who did the voice of Superman. A lot of the Justice League people will be there. A lot of the G.I. Joe voice actors are going to be there, which is specifically when I want to go, because I want to get them to sign the Foot Locker box set of the cartoon show that I have. I already have the voice of Scarlet and Sergeant Slaughter's autographs on there, so I want to get Duke and Storm Shadow who are going to be there. And Larry Hama, who created the file cards and wrote the comic books for the Marvel's run of the G.I. Joe comics. So he's really like the father of all those characters. And out of all the characters he created, the one that he was Tunnel Rat. It was a character named Tunnel Rat, and that was like kind of him.
Your Joes aren't going to make it up there?
What do you mean? Oh, the cosplayer Joes... I don't know if they do that show.
Gotcha.
I mean, I've seen some of them at that show.
I see.
But
it's not exactly like that style of show. It's
in fact, to be honest, I haven't seen The Finest at a show in a while.
Really?
And I know they do a lot more shows in like the South and out west in California.
Nice. Okay.
But the New York presence hasn't been there.
Everything's opening back up, like you said.
It is opening back up. I haven't been heavily involved in The Finest in a long time. I haven't put on the camouflage costume since 2019. I went to RetroCon and met up with the gang, and that was the last time I did that. And then, of course, when I went out to go see Sarge, I had to don the old camo again. But it's always good to see him. I hope I get to see him again, maybe at New York Comic Con or something this year.
Happy birthday, Sarge.
Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Sarge. I don't know if I'm going to watch the show.
I feel bad that I deleted the whole video of Rob and Sarge together. That would have been perfect.
Hey, we have that. That's a header on most of our socials, so I feel like anybody out there has probably seen it. But we really do appreciate Sarge's shout-outs, and he always likes and
following us on Twitter.
Retweets. And
I thank you to the Slaughterhouse podcast.
We love this.
You guys, usual viewers of the show.
Hell yeah.
Friends of the show.
So wait, speaking of shows, we have one of our original followers from the Dungeon Podcast asked Chris here to appear on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught some of the highlights we tried to put out there, but Sweet was just on there. I watched it. That was a good interview. What was that?
It was cool, from the Dungeon Podcast. He's been he's been following us, commenting on everything, from I don't even know, from the very start. It feels like
like day one almost.
I was honored.
Rob actually, he said it was because of Rob. He did say
he said he thinks like Rob mentioned it on TikTok.
I think I did a live right before we went live.
The first one,
I
guess.
And
we forgot to do that today.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, I'm a failure.
But it was a lot of fun. He's a real cool guy. There was no plan going into it, and that's what I wanted. I think Vin was like, "What are you guys gonna talk about?" It's like we're just. I know that we're just gonna. We'll go on there. We'll be able to shoot the shit, and it was a very fun, natural conversation. He asked a little bit about the heat that we have on the show, which
he was feeding the flame, dude. He was looking for the
dirt. He loves the Brett versus Sean stuff.
I mean, everybody does.
Everybody
I
does.
love it. I'm a part of the show. I fucking love that shit.
Every
time you and Joe go at it, I crack up.
It's been a learning experience for me because, I am the outsider on the wrestling stuff for the most part. So as it's gotten more heated and we've gone and met Bret Hart and now, watched a couple of things and Joe
you got this opinion of Shawn Michaels based off of a fucking very obviously it was a slanted documentary.
We'll talk more about the
WWE. I've heard stories over the years of Shawn Michaels being a piece of shit.
But that was always
we're getting ahead of
He was the bad guy. He was suck it guy. Anyway.
We'll circle back.
What was fun about the show was that he helped give me some of my confidence back because he said, "You're the heel, you're the bad guy." It's like, God damn it!
So you're the heel.
I didn't want to be the bad guy. I am the Shawn Michaels now, and I didn't want to be the bad guy. I don't want to be hated.
He's not your boy toy.
But
Amen.
he assured me that it's entertaining and to lean into it. So you're all on fucking notice.
Hey, so you're gonna grow your hair out and start.
I tried growing my hair out. That was
didn't go his way. It does. It's a long. You got to go.
My hair grows out. It grows up, and I look like a fucking fat Super Saiyan. It's hysterical.
I look like Jesus Christ. Between the beard and the hair, I look like a red-haired. It doesn't work for me. Put on some sandals. And
don't crucify me.
No, that was cool. That I was enjoying watching you on a different podcast. I was like, oh, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
To see a friend, and of course, our show.
Shout out to Tricky Ricky. He's another one of our regulars.
Oh, Tricky Ricky's here.
In the house.
Tricky Ricky
from
in the house.
Dungeon.
We finally started at 8, bud. Well, 8:05.
What's up, Dungeon Podcast? How you guys doing?
Tricky Ricky's been trying to watch for the past
4
months. Weeks. He's always like, "Fuck, I'm missing it." He's finally made it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we're starting the fucking show at midnight half the time.
We're really trying to get at the 8 o'clock start.
We're getting better.
We're getting better at that.
That's the important part, is getting better.
Do we want to tell everybody what we're going to be kind of going on about today, or are we just going to get into it? Dive right in.
I mean, hey, we got the topic bar up over there anyway.
We go over some topics. I mean, we're going to start off with. I already discussed some of the toys that I got from the con.
Yeah, we got a video coming for that too.
But we do have some Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
So
here we go.
Chris and I
new addiction
got the bug.
Yeah.
And we each got another Elite Trainer box.
Now that Joe from Rip and Ship's fault.
These were bought by Rip and Ship, but
from Rip and Ship.
These are our personal collections now. So Chris got his own box, I got my own box, and I also got a Team Valor special collection box.
Nice.
And we're going to be opening these on the show. We're going to be going over some WWE news. Once again, happy belated birthday, Sergeant Slaughter. We're going to be talking about the new Thor movie. That's going to be definitely a discussion because Vin and I both got to see it.
Saw that.
and I thought it was excellent, but we're going to go over that later on. And then we're going to get into some gaming news, the Resident Evil show that they just dropped.
Grand Theft.
The PlayStation Network loyalty program and stuff like that. But
ton of WWE stuff, too.
All right, let's open this fucking goddamn. Let's open the goddamn thing.
We're gonna dive into this Pokemon. Oh wow,
Chris has waited all week. I think
listen,
he bought this like a
to
week
show
ago.
that it's authentic. I didn't even take the plastic off of my box yet. So
No, I ripped
They're
open the
unopened.
plastic first because I've been waiting to open
did you
these
rip
up.
and ship it though?
I didn't rip it.
Chipped it.
Well, so I didn't wait a week to open this. I waited because I wanted to buy a box of these. So fucking after the episode where Joe gave these to us and I got my Blastoise, all of a sudden these feelings of Pokemon nostalgia woke in me after like fucking 15 years or longer. So Joe convinced me to come back to Rip and Ship Arena and get a box.
He's a true salesman.
Yeah, he is a salesman.
Hey.
He fucking convinced me.
He
That's
owns the
his bread and
store.
butter,
I mean,
dude.
that's his job.
It is. It is. So I went in
Well, you
there.
get
It
the
was like
little-
12 o'clock. Everything was supposed to be closed, but they were still there. And yeah.
Oh, good. I got more of these Pokemon Go codes.
And
for
that's the
this
thing,
shits.
man. I had COVID, and what got me out of bed and like walking around was Pokemon Go.
That's
I
good.
started walking around the neighborhood, catching shit, and I caught a fucking Charizard in the wild.
Catch him, catch him.
So
catch
now I'm
'em
hooked.
all. Gotta catch 'em all.
I got-
Pokemon.
Pokemon Snap also for my birthday, from Gina.
Oh wow.
Was that on the Switch?
Yes.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Jesus,
So
we got
actually,
more-
hold on, Rob. There's a
Hold
way
on,
that we got to
so much
open
stuff
these.
here.
There's
Vin,
a way.
What's up?
even though these are mine,
I'm gonna open some.
enjoy the opening.
Yeah,
all right.
great.
Fucking. Hopefully you got lucky hands.
Look what Chris got.
Trying to get. I mean, I can
So
open them all.
there's a specific way we're supposed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
open
So
these?
here's the thing. Let's open these up. I don't care about ripping open the bag or whatever. I mean, that you could rip. But now, so just once you get it out, hold it
Yeah.
face down like this.
Face down like so. Okay.
Right?
Okay, well,
now,
this is an extra
yeah,
shit.
exactly. So the top card you chuck because that's the whatever, but hang on to it.
All right.
And now what you're supposed to
Chris, your
do,
shit's everywhere,
if I remember correctly, is you take the top 4 cards
Uh-huh.
and you just get them like that, and then
Yeah.
you move them to the bottom.
Okay. What's the point of that?
So that when you flip them over now, the first card is going to be an energy card,
Okay, yeah, I got an energy card.
right?
The magician?
And then there's like a it pretty much works its way so that the coolest one is
it wrong.
at the
Is
the
that
back.
the last?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you
So I got a
through
lure
'em.
module. I got a Charmeleon.
I think I did it
Nice.
wrong.
Charmeleon.
So take the top 4?
Take the top 4,
Aerodactyl,
skate them off,
Omni-Knight,
2, 3, 4,
Slowpoke.
and put that at the bottom of the deck now. And now flip it over and you can start looking at them. Interesting.
All right, next up I got Pupitar.
Oh, that's a pretty
Pat
good one.
Benatar.
Pat
Right.
Benatar.
I got Eevee,
I got Sylveon, so there you go.
Raticate,
Oh, shit, nice.
This is solid.
I
Tranquil,
might have one of those already.
Bulbasaur, Natu.
Ooh, here we go. It's a good one.
I got Candela,
Oh, Articuno.
who is the leader of Team Valor, which is my team on Pokemon Go.
The only ones that really
And I
matter
got
are the holographics.
Snorlax, my spirit animal.
Holographic snore.
Holographic Snorlax. That's
Yeah.
me. I wake up once a year to eat.
For me, the only ones that really matter are the holographics. I got a reverse hollow Pikachu, which actually has got like a fucking scrape across it. It almost
Oh
looks
no,
like.
they fucked up. That's it.
And
So
then
reverse, it means the picture isn't holographic.
it means
but the,
the
edges are?
rest of the card is
1, 2,
holographic, and the
3,
picture
4.
itself is not.
All right, we got
The
another
reverse
energy
hollow.
card.
Which could be Ditto cards, actually.
I got Zatu.
Let's see.
I got Blanche.
Blanche.
You got Blanche.
Blanche.
We've got Blanche.
I got Solrock.
Just gonna keep the holographics
Numel.
together.
I got another
Pika.
Bulbasaur. So if you guys are itching for a Bulbasaur, I got extras. Onyx.
Itchy and Scratchy show.
My boy Slowpoke.
Slow.
I got Bibarrel. This is the guy that looks like a beaver. But look at this. This one's a little different because it's got the guy that pops into your pictures. You ever take pictures of your Pokemon in this guy?
Pokemon Snap, bro. Fucking that's.
No, not Pokemon Snap. I'm talking
just
about
saying.
in Pokemon Go. You can take pictures of
Oh.
your Pokemon.
No, I never actually really used that thing.
Charmeleon.
Oh, cool. I got an Alolan Executor and also a holographic Natu.
Let me see the Executor. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's like a big one, I think.
Is it?
I think so. Oh, whoa, what the fuck is this? Oh, I got an Executor too. What do you got? Let me see yours. I think I got the crazy
I got the
one.
Alolan one. Oh, no, you got the better one. You got the shiny one, the rainbow one.
Shiny.
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
You can't really make it out.
Ices, ice cream here.
Oh,
Got ices,
this
ice
is like
cream.
the ultra. I think this is a super rare one, and then I got Meltan.
Oh, Meltan. Yeah, Meltan.
Running out of ideas.
All right.
This one's
they
a puddle.
got a.
I
card
mean, they
for
literally
everything.
have one that's a bag of fucking garbage.
Yep.
And it evolves into a bigger bag of garbage. What the fuck is this? V-Star.
Do you want all the
V-Star is
packs,
like a form
together?
of energy.
You want to keep them together?
Nah, you could scramble them all the fucking part
put
out.
the- I'll just get the
Ariados. I
holographics
got
together.
an egg incubator. I got Soul Rock again. I got Bi-Barrel again.
Bye. See, I don't know the
Magikarp.
specifics of the cards to know
Apom.
what would make even a
the
non-holographic.
radiance?
Oh, I got Charmander.
Char.
Char. Numel.
Very common.
And then I got a holographic Pupitar and a holographic Gyarados.
Gyarados
Yeah,
is
that's
my
cool.
favorite Pokemon, and he's my top Pokemon in Pokemon Go.
Yep. That's
I
cool.
caught him at
You know,
Panera.
I
Did you get the red
have
one ever?
room to keep upgrading him, but I'm waiting until
The
I
red
have like,
Gyarados is
research.
the most rare.
Mine's-
I think is the most rare.
I saw one in Pokemon Go.
Because you have to evolve. Not even go. This is through the actual Pokemon.
Oh,
yeah. So
there's-
you haven't
I think
played
there's-
regular Pokemon
there's-
yet, right?
No,
you should
no.
fucking play it, dude. You have a Switch?
No, yeah, no.
Rob, tell him. Just play
Which Pokemon?
the newest.
though?
I would say one of the newer ones.
I
would
didn't
be
play
sick.
the newest one.
No. It's coming out in the fall. I think
Got
it's
another
Velvet
reverse Pikachu and a Tyranitar.
I mean, if you're enjoying if
Go.
you're enjoying Pokemon,
the
then
game
sure,
itself
but
is fucking.
another fucking Pupitar. It's like
This is the
Jesus
Poke-
Christ.
These
the
are both
Pupitar
Pokemon Go.
Pokestop,
Oh, I didn't do the little. trick here.
Camera
Hold on.
up.
So you
Got
said,
Pikachu
get rid of
again.
this thing.
I mean, the
One,
Executor is
two,
cool,
Got a
but I
Squirtle.
want that
four,
Mewtwo more than
Squirtle.
anything.
Spinnerack, Wimpod,
Ooh,
Larvitar.
that is the fucking coolest one. I got the coolest
is that?
one.
Oh,
I got the coolest one.
Let me see it.
Hold on, let me show it off, though.
I literally
Lucky
said it.
hands,
Whenever
lucky
I
hands.
say it, I think that might be it. Is the city behind it?
nice. Who's
Mewtwo.
that?
Does it got the city behind? No, it's not. It's not the ultra rare one, but it is a fucking.
I got Eevee and Zapdos on this deck.
Mewtwo holographic.
Wow, dude! I literally said it. Yeah, I said Mewtwo. Is that a Radiant Charizard again?
Radiant
That's fucking
Charizard.
2 Radiant Charizards
Oh,
now.
well, I don't have any of those. Well,
Holy
we don't know.
shit,
'cause-
look at
Lucky
that.
hands, baby.
This is the deck right here.
Lucky hands. There
Wow.
you go, dude. That's
Fucking-
funny. I reshuffled them too. I was like, oh, I didn't do the little trick.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
Holy
I like
shit!
that
Yeah, it's a
Radiant.
gold Mewtwo. I'm pretty sure I remember Joe saying that the one.
Is that
with
the one that
city-
I have?
You guys better start
I don't-
selling
I
these
have
fuckers.
two. I have two holographics.
I
Any
have two
duplicates,
also.
folks?
This is a new one
We're
for
selling
me.
on the BreakRoomPodcast.com.
Maybe.
Even though we don't
Fucking
have that
gold. Holy shit!
yet. That's a good
I gotta
one.
watch my mouth. There's mostly kids love watching this stuff. Don't become me.
Don't become me.
That was a good one. I didn't get through the whole deck yet.
Energy
mean, I'd
card,
wanna
rare
become
candy.
These cards here.
Unfez-
So I was gonna say about the
Blanche,
the rare Gyarados.
Bulbasaur,
If you have to
Squirtle,
actually get a shiny
Onyx,
Magikarp in the game
Doof,
and evolve it, and that's what.
Interesting.
Meltan.
And that's fucking rare. You have to catch like 10,000 of those Magikarp
Oh, nice.
to get it.
I got the same Executor you got.
Nice. Fuck
I got
yeah.
that, yeah.
This is the Mewtwo that
And
you
I
get
got
no
a
matter what.
holographic Rattata.
You got one of these. We got these with every one of these boxes.
What's
This-
that?
The promotional Mewtwo. He's like standing there.
Yeah, but I got two Mewtwo's.
Yeah, you got this one and a different
And then
type
I got
that
a
I also
different
have.
one, yeah.
Then
You see that one?
yeah, this comes with the
Oh,
box.
that's the other one. Oh, this is like the guaranteed thing. That's a cool one.
I hope
The
I
one
get a
we got
Radiant
is, like, the
Charizard because
second
I really
one,
want one of those.
Not opening the energy pack. No fun in
Egg incubator.
that. Still got 5 more packs here.
Blanche.
Blanche.
Energy.
This is dude. I mean,
I
I
think
don't
my favorite
Biohazard.
part
I
would
don't
just
know
be
why it's
sorting
so
these
fun.
fuckers.
Oh, I did. I
Energy
sorted
card.
everything
Energy,
by
I'd be like,
type,
Pupitar,
type.
Candela.
It turned into my inventory in Pokemon. I go
Slowbro,
fucked up.
Wimpod.
I gave all these to
P-Dub.
Sam's
Magikarp,
younger brother
Meltan, Eevee.
because I figured he's like 10, 11. Like, he's perfect for this stuff.
Oh, nice. I got Tyranitar and Lunatone.
Here we are in our 30s.
Lunatone, I haven't
but
seen.
whatever.
Tyranitar, I got one of those just before.
Another Pika.
I don't know how these things work. If anybody out there, if Joe
What
from
is
Rip
it?
and Ship tunes in, these things that says you can redeem your rewards for Pokemon Go, but like it's such a convoluted process. I don't understand it.
cool.
Yeah, you
Three,
don't, but you
four.
don't get Pokemon from it. That's the only problem. You
I don't
get
even think
like
you get
items
items.
and
And that's fine. In Pokemon Go, you need every fucking ball, candy, everything you could get your hands on.
Well, if you spin stops, you get them.
Ooh, that's
What'd you
good.
get?
I have a Dragonite, but this is a different one.
Is that the Radiant Dragonite?
No, I don't know if actually there's a very like,
That's the V one. Yeah.
yeah. I got the really like
V-Sync
super
one.
shiny one.
Slowbro, Candela,
Soul Rock.
regular
bro.
Lunatone,
Here's a Blastoise.
Rattata, Spinarak,
Nice.
Pikachu, Wimpod,
Solid Blastoise.
P-Dove. I got a holographic Pikachu and a Sylveon
Nice.
in this pack.
Sylveon's a beautiful. Pokemon Go, man. I got a beautiful shot of that Sylveon.
The holographic is Blizzy, which is what's her
I
name?
already have one of those.
She's got the Blizzy.
Dragonite,
Blizzy.
More Charmanders.
Soul Rock. Can't even see it on here, but
Bidoof. Rattata.
I
Got
really want to get
Rock,
I
we
want to
got
get
a
the
Lure
Ditto.
module,
Ditto's going.
Charmeleon, Apom, Slowpoke, Onyx, Charmander,
Zatu.
Bidoof. I got a holographic Blissey and a
Steelix.
holographic Egg Incubator.
Yeah. Those always seem to come together.
Arados.
Gyarados?
No, Arados.
Oh. Love
You
Gyarados,
got excited.
man. He's
I'll
his
trade
card.
your Radiant fucking Charizard for my Gyarados.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
right.
fair.
No, it's not. Radiant
See how
Charizard
much I
is
know?
cream of the crop.
What is it
bro.
worth? Like $12 right now, right?
Or like $40 right now.
$40 for that Radiant?
For
Damn,
Radiant
bro, I'd be
Charizard,
selling
yeah.
the shit out of that.
Oh, hey, what's it gonna cost in the
Chansey,
future?
Zatu,
I said
Pokestop,
sell.
These are more tangible than fucking NFTs. I'll tell you that much.
Eevee,
It's very true,
Natu,
but I give it only a
Apom,
matter of
Raticate,
time before you see
Larvitar.
Pokemon in some fucking digital fucking thing like that.
Yeah, you got
I
the
got
NFT of
Meltan
Charizard.
again and Conkeldurr
Uncle Bear.
V.
See, I
Ooh,
could just
what's
take
that
a
one?
picture
Is
of
that- is
the
that a Ditto?
Charizard card.
Wait, is that a
No.
version of Diglett?
No.
What is that? Let me see that.
Meltan and Conkeldurr.
Conkeldurr.
Conkeldurr is like
Oh, no, that's
the
not
guy
Diglett.
with the
Kong.
yeah.
Kong.
All right, let's see what we got. We got some Steelix, Zatu, Slowbro,
Have you been looking
Squirtle.
for the Dittos
I have
in
been,
the
yeah.
bottom corner?
never seen one.
You know what? Let me
Eradicate.
look through these again. 'Cause
So now we're really chopping through. It's like,
Eradicate,
fuck these
and
things.
I got
What
a
are these?
Melmetal too.
That Mewtwo was awesome. That was a good one.
Reverse.
It's not that one, but
So you got a
Where
holo.
the fuck did you put it?
They're all fucking in the
You
file.
mixed them
together.
in? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to like put them against
Alright,
the
well,
tablecloth
guess what?
and
I'm
scratch it
sorting
up.
them.
There's another one. Damn, I'm happy about that Mewtwo and another Radiant Charizard because that was what like what I really wanted, and I got one last week or a week before.
none of my
Got some really good
holographics
ones.
are
You're gonna have a
Dittos.
rounded out collection of these
Yeah,
things.
I bought some plastic cases too.
They come with some sleeves. It looks like they're
2,
decent sleeves.
3, 4.
Yeah, there's some sleeves.
Yeah, this V Star is like an energy card.
This would be my
Ivysaur,
favorite
Spark,
part. I just don't wanna
Chansey,
offend anything.
Dovey, Magikarp, Meltan, Eevee.
Tell the audience
Pikachu,
what you're getting.
Bibarel, and Moltres. Nice. Moltres is beautiful.
Yeah, he's one of the 3 legendary birds: Articuno,
Zapdos.
and Moltres. Camerupt. I got Blanche.
I think Moltres is the only one I didn't
Anybody
have.
out there still
Unpheasant,
messing
Numel,
with these things?
Eradicate, Tranquil,
there you
Larvitar, Natu.
Meltan.
That's
Alright,
funny. I got
it's the last
2
pack.
Laprases.
We
The
are
two
blowing
two
through
of the same
these.
one. That's kind of a jip. Look at that. 2 Laprases.
Yeah, I think well, you got a reverse and a regular. One's a reverse, one's a regular holographic, right?
What do you mean? Oh, I guess so.
Yeah,
They are
you got
excellent
both
content
versions of it.
creators. They're like, here's the same thing 3 times, but this one's like this one's like that.
All right,
Look
it's my
at this
last
one, too. This is a good one.
my last deck.
The old
That
man's
is
like,
sick.
what do you want from me?
I don't
That
think you
is
can
sick,
see it,
the
guys,
gold
but
Mewtwo.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's.
That was my favorite part about Pokemon. It's just like the art.
I just like the
We would go
thrill
to the
of
public
getting
library
one.
and print fucking all the pictures we could find, and there was like unlimited printing at the time at the library. Just come home with like a book of all this art.
Let's see if we got something good in this one. Pupitar, Chansey, Spark, Larvitar, Natu, Amp, He-Bomb,
Dragonite.
Slowpoke, Bibarel, Charizard, Reverse Hologram Charizard, and a fucking Melmetal VMAX. These VMAX cards are like super holographic. I don't even know the significance of them.
VMAX.
Exactly.
They're the. I think the. what is it, Rob? In the game, it's like they're the extra large fucking Pokemon.
I believe it has to do with like a power up thing. Like you can.
Okay.
But I'm not
They're
sure.
beautiful cards. I mean, it's cool to see how they've expanded beyond just like the picture.
I actually have a little
Our
bit
buddy
more to open.
Eric has been buying OG original Pocket Monster Japanese.
I used to
Pokemon
have
cards.
those. Yeah.
So pre the shift to Pokemon, they were called Pocket Monsters.
Yep.
And he's buying some of the original shit.
I had the
It's pretty
band
crazy.
Misty card where she was like looked like she was naked holding Staryu.
Yeah, they're always that's classic Japanese anime.
All right. Now,
and he got a whole nother box.
I got a whole
Face.
nother box.
This guy got a
Look
whole
at
other.
that.
Jesus.
Well, I got the trainer box for the Team Valor because the one that he gave us for the show was Team Mystic, which is not my team.
Oh, okay, I got you. It came with that.
So
blue
I
pen.
wanted my team.
Yeah, these are all the holographics.
Got a few more here.
They're probably like, well, it's like don't stack them because if you stack them,
The foil
the
scrapes together.
foil. Fuck.
Wait, I stacked them. Why I shouldn't have?
No, I don't know. I'm just coming up with shit that I'm sure professionals would be like, don't do that.
Put it in his sleeve.
You gotta,
immediately.
yeah, don't touch it.
I'm putting that.
Honestly,
Your
touching
finger
it.
oils have already
yeah, I was
fucked
gonna
it
say,
up.
if you ever get shit rated, like you send it away for the PSA or whatever, you better be touching all this shit with fucking
Like a
gloves.
forensic analyst going
Yep.
over it.
You don't like bend
Yeah, Chris.
the edges or any of that shit. It's
You
crazy.
can have that.
Because I have like some of my sports memorabilia that I really would love to get like
Thanks for that.
priced out, but
Yeah, I found all my old holographics, and some of them were scratched up. Some of them are in good condition, but other ones were like
Just
just
start off with a guaranteed holographic
I'll be like,
Candela.
all right, I'm gonna sort them by type.
The gym
Then
leader.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
by species and evolution,
That's
I'd be
what I
going
was
nuts
doing. I
doing
was
this.
going by energy type at least.
energy. Yeah,
Where's that Mewtwo?
that's
at?
my favorite. Half my time spent. Actually, our friend Phil, friend of the pod, that's probably his. Most of his time playing Pokemon is just sorting the boxes and making sure everything is like
Yeah.
Oh God.
Just
Yeah.
so.
There's something appealing
so.
about that,
It's
like
great.
obsessive compulsive scrubbing
It helps.
of in any game
Yes.
that draws people in. If only we dedicated that mental energy
to anything
something
else. Yeah.
positive for the world. But
You know what? That you bring up something I was gonna say. It's not really a topic of our show, but I keep seeing this fucking asshole on social media. I don't know if you've seen this guy yet. I'm not even gonna say the name, but it's the same guy, and he just keeps popping up. Have you noticed that?
well,
There's
what,
one
what are
dude.
they talking about?
He's just one of those like
That-
egotistical pricks. He literally is
Probably
like,
somebody
you
that
should live your life like this, and fucking I did this, and you're like, shut the
I
fuck
never
up, bro.
f-
He's literally selling a class on how to make money online, and I'm like, that's how. You're literally showing. You sell a class. You sell
Yeah.
this bullshit class is how you make money online.
buy my
To-
$2 bill for $3. It's
So whatever he was saying, he made some shitty analogy of like, people spend all these time in these video games and they won't do it in real life because they don't want to put in the effort and fail. And it's like
Onyx
the
and
video game's
Conkeldurr.
built so you can kind of succeed. Life is not built that way.
I would be a fucking serial killer if there weren't video games. I need something to like an outlet to all of the rage
This
and
person
the
was just
misery in my life.
They're just trying to trend. That's the thing that was actually annoying me the most about it. It was just like
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
hit these topics and these hot, button
Listen
issues.
to
like,
my opinion that you didn't
yeah,
ask
yeah,
for.
Yeah.
I'm fucking better than you because I live my life like this. And that's like what the internet's becoming, and I really
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
hate it. I really hate it.
It's all about putting on a show. Everything's
Oh,
fucking
my
copied
God.
over and over again.
So
It's-
obnoxious, bro. You should live your life like this and do that. Shut the fuck
Oh, I
up.
got Spark. That's the guy
What's
that
that?
runs the team. What is it? Mystic, Instinct,
Mystic River.
Yeah, Instinct.
Oh. Like Goku? Instinct.
Dun dun dun.
These are good holographics, but these are the good.
Last time on
I
Dragon
got
Ball Z.
holographic Numal and Lapras. Another fucking
Little
Lapras.
He's killing it with the Lapras. Anybody out there want to buy some Lapras?
You want some Lapras?
Lapras.
Lapras.
Lapras lazuli.
You want the Lapras?
Want the Lapras lazuli?
Lapis
We're
lazuli.
gonna have to play Minecraft at some point.
I'll trade you 6 Lapras for a fucking Radiant Charge.
Not gonna happen.
This greedy cocksucker, you see him?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
You got all the cards last time. You were fucking getting card after card after card. Every time I
Yeah,
named
but I
it.
gave you all the cards you wanted.
Well, these ones were purchased. You guys bought your boxes this time.
Yeah.
easier to barter on donations.
I'm not gonna bother like mentioning the regular Pokemon cards because you guys only care about the hollows. So I got
Shiny
Bidoof
holographics.
and Moltres.
Oh, let me see. That Moltres looks a little different from mine, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Let me see.
Oh. Rob's
Bidoof
face.
is a fucking Ditto.
Ditto.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. You
He's
finally
a
got a
Ditto.
Ditto. Shit, so apparently you could peel the
Yeah,
sticker
you can peel
off.
the sticker
How
off
do you know?
and it's
Let me
actually
see.
a Ditto
I've
underneath.
never seen
You think
that.
I should peel it?
No.
No, not yet.
Why?
At least.
Never.
Let me see it. I want to see what these
Well,
It's a Ditto.
supposed Dittos look like.
all right.
That's
So
fucking
we're on-
dope.
we're on
bottom
the wrong
half of it
topic,
is
I'm pretty
holographic, huh?
Oh, I see. There's the Ditto icon.
See, it's a little Ditto. Show Vin so you can see what it looks like.
It's only the reverse holographics that apparently are Dittos, is what Rip and Chip told me.
So this is a sticker over it, so you could peel off Bidoof. Is that what it is?
Apparently, which then it's like, but then you ruin the card, right? I mean, it doesn't retain its.
I think it would, retain more of its value if you just left it as is.
Is it bigger than Yu-Gi-Oh?
So, yeah.
Definitely bigger than Yu-Gi-Oh.
This card's different because it's like glossy. I've
But
never
I
seen
will
that.
say, rest in peace to the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, because apparently
That's
he
right,
was
he-
found in the ocean. Like he was
Just
found
found
at
in the
sea.
ocean?
He was found at sea. I guess he was snorkeling or whatever, and
Was
dead.
That
Lunatone, Ivysaur, Pokestop,
It's cool that I can't lower the volume. It's awesome.
V-Barrel. Oh, I can hear myself.
Even
Sorry,
just
Rattata.
putting the holographics in the sleeve, you feel like you're fucking. You gotta like jackhammer.
Holographic Charmander, holographic Blissey.
From the dungeon said Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon kicked more ass, but Pokemon movie ruled.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I always saw as like a knockoff, even though the
The
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
came first. But I don't give a shit, man. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh had a
ripped
good
off
cartoon,
Pokemon.
but it was funny. It's like every episode was the same. You'll never defeat me with your inferior deck, Yugi. Not if I have anything to say about it, Kaiba. I believe in the heart of the cards. Hey, Yug, my sister needs a surgery. My grandfather
Trigger
is
Ricky
stuck in the
plays the
Shadow
shit
Realm.
out of Pokemon Go, by the way.
Does he? Shit, add us.
Who?
Send us your friend
Tricky Ricky
code.
says he
Tricky
plays the
Ricky
shit
plays
out of
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, so we got to get him on there.
It's crazy
War
how many
Turtle,
people
nice.
do because I'll like take a gym and then all of a sudden I see like seven
Welcome to
other
the
people.
Pokemon podcast. Here's my Ditto.
Oh yeah, we gotta get that back.
That's a good one. You foil that up. This is that Mewtwo that you wanted.
Radiant Venusaur.
Oh, sick.
I'll trade you the Radiant Charizard
Oh, that's a...
if you want it.
That,
Only
I
because
might do that.
because I have it already.
That's a
I don't
big
have the
win.
Venusaur.
Now you can
and I
have
got a
the
holographic Blastoise.
Nice.
Nice.
That's cool. So wait, now you would have the Radiant Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard?
Yes.
Nice.
And
That's
right
what
now
I
I have two Radiant Charizards.
And I have a
And
Radiant Blastoise.
I literally would not have. Would not.
So-
Should we
trade
do it?
for
Should we do it live on the
anything.
show? Should we do the trade?
Of course.
Yeah, you know, I'm putting it in the sleeve right now for you. So.
Holographics right there.
It's halfway in the sleeve.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh man,
Nice trade.
you lucked out. I should have asked for something else
Wow.
on top of it, but I
Look
got
at
two,
you.
and
Solid.
now I
That's
got
cool.
all three of them. So
So this is like series 1 of these cards? Is this like the
So
first?
this is the first official crossover between like the cards and the game,
the Go
the
version?
Go
Okay.
game. Yeah,
Gotcha.
because I
So
think
you
it's some
can't
kind
play
of
with
anniversary.
these with other Pokemon cards?
What's
or
that?
are they the same? Can you use these to play
I would
standard
imagine you
Pokemon?
can. Yeah,
I think
there's
you
a whole
can.
game that goes to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can play like with all of them. You can play together. I don't know if they have any rules like no, you can't play that deck with these. I mean, maybe these crazy V metal,
Energy card,
you know,
Blanche again.
Blanche.
Solrock,
Get Blanche.
Egg Incubator, Magikarp, Apom, Meltan, Squirtle, Tranquil.
I can't believe I got another Radiant Charizard and I traded it. I would have never fucking done that for any other card except for the fact that that completes the three of them
Set.
together.
And I got Meltan and Melmetal. So that's actually like both evolutions of him.
Is that all of them, or you got more decks?
That's it.
You open them all?
So in grand total, we got Meltan, Melmetal, Radiant Charizard now, thanks to Chris, Blastoise, Charmander, Blissey, Moltres, Numel, Lapras, Onix, Conkeldurr, V, Candela,
Got a ton.
Lapras, another Lapras, but it's the reverse Lapras.
Why is this so
Egg
fucking
Incubator, Blissey,
Why is it
Pikachu,
so fun?
Sylveon, Lunatone,
the mystery of it all.
Tyranitar Stage 2, Executor V, but it's with the Radiant. I think it's Radiant. Alolan.
This
Rattata,
isn't. It's not Radiant.
Eevee.
It's just the
Zapdos,
I don't know
Pupitar,
what they call
Gyarados.
the V. Yeah.
No, this is the V Executor, but I have a different V Executor.
No, this is the V Executor. What do you got? Let me see yours. How many?
This is a Alolan V Executor.
So
This is like
wait, this isn't a Alolan Executor.
I have
V.
the one you have and this one. This is
the
a different
difference?
one.
Curious.
I don't know.
Pull them up. This looks like the crazier one, but you got them both.
Natu, Snorlax,
Show
Candela,
these mofos.
Conkeldurr, Meltan.
Executor. I always.
Oh,
thought
and
this
I
was a
got the
stupid one.
Bidoof that turned out to
The
be
Ditto.
a
That's a big. Yeah, that's a get, man. Because Ditto. I remember the day I got a Ditto card. I was like, I have Charizard. I have everybody now. Because
Yeah,
I
you
have
can
Ditto.
tell that it's a sticker if you look at it close. It's like
It's
a
like
little off.
I bet there's people
Feels a
that
little
want
thicker.
you that to
Thanks, Rick.
peel it,
We'll
but
I'll send this to the guys.
yeah, definitely screenshot that so we can. Rick, I'll send you some gift boxes. I got a bunch of gift boxes.
Ugh. I gotta let Joe know that I got a Ditto. That's
Tell him
nice.
Radiant Charizard too.
And I'm very happy about the Radiant Charizard.
I'm almost having second guesses, but it's,
No takebacks.
yeah, right. I should have taken one of your
Perceived value over
Laprases or
actual
something.
value.
You want a lap? I mean, I have fucking three
I have
of
like
them,
3
like,
Laprases too. They give you those are more than any. What about the Gyarados? Let me see a Gyarados.
You're not taking Gyarados.
Come
though,
on,
so look at
hey,
this
Radiant
guy.
Charizard. You know that's the top of the pyramid.
The deal's already done.
It's already
Deal's
done.
We spat on it.
You could have waited. You could have held out.
So we'll I'll sum up my catches here too. I got the Mewtwo V Star. It's like a golden Mewtwo. I have a couple of Mewtwo's already, but this is a new one. Radiant Venusaur, which I traded Radiant Charizard. Didn't even see it, but
I have like a million of these.
traded
fucking
Radiant
things.
Charizard.
I just noticed Chris was wearing the headphones.
Yeah, it kind of helps actually.
You can probably hear us.
Dragonite V, Compound V, a Moltres.
All these Dragonites and no Dragon Days, you know.
I think Moltres is the only one I didn't have out of the 3 birds. Molmetal V Max,
Well, I don't remember what holographics I got last time.
Executor V.
Roberto, I steal that thing?
These are the only
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
that I have.
Chris.
In there.
Chris, I'm trading my Charizard for that pen.
But no, this was fun. I enjoy opening these things and finding out what you get because it's like
It's all about the mystery
know.
of it all, right?
it almost makes me want to like start another binder
Seriously.
like I did
Guys are
years
crazy.
ago, just to
I
like
have a box.
just to at least put them somewhere because that's what I did back in the day. I didn't play the game, you know. I really didn't trade with people because I didn't have many friends, but I used to like to buy them and then put them in a binder and like put them in numerical order.
Yeah. I still have my.
And
all
like
my
if I didn't
holographics.
have a Pokemon, I would skip a space so that if I did get it, I would just, you know.
Oh man, no! I would be putting 2 things in one thing because I was running out of.
From the
running
dungeon says, you see the heel sweet is coming out little by little, trying to get Rob's Pokemon cards.
See,
Yeah.
trying to steal all my
Out. No,
Pokemon cards.
that's a very generous deal. That I mean, Radiant Charizard.
Radiant
I mean, it's
Charizard.
fair though.
But I'm
it's
glad
a radiant
it is
for
fair.
a radiant.
It is
you know
fair.
what I mean? It's not
I'm
like,
glad that you were receptive to it because that would have you know I told you the story. I had to
it
steal my
completes your
Venusaur.
little shit. I think I might have all 3 legendary birds, so it's fair. I don't have a radiant, another radiant Venusaur, but I don't need one. I think I have like a regular holographic Venusaur. So at the very least, I'm very happy that I get like the first 9 Pokemon because I have them all with the deck now.
Pika and
Well, it's Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise. I'm sorry.
Squirtle, Wartortle. Yeah.
No. The first one is actually Bulbasaur. It's Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, then Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, then Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise. So those
Yeah,
are
isn't
the
it like
first 9.
Venusaur is like the
Gotcha,
most
gotcha.
ancient or something?
Which
too?
one? Blastoise?
Or no, like Venusaur, isn't he the most ancient type, like the grass type or something? I don't remember.
I don't know the lore like that. I just collected the cards. I used to watch the show sometimes on, what was it? Was it on 11?
channel was
I think
that
it was
on?
on channel 11. Yes, it was. Because so this is a fun story. My brother went to school to be a journalist when he did his undergrad, and he went to Hofstra, and he did his internship at channel 11. And during the height of the whole Pokemon wave, they were giving away like shit, for Pokemon, and my brother got this like exclusive like folder, which is like a regular like paper folder, and it had a little trainer bill card inside of it. But I used to use that folder. I like folded in the top of it and slid it into the front of the binder and used that as my like front of my binder, and then I had all the card sleeves in there.
Nice.
I might have to get card sleeve pages now, cocksucker.
I got
me
these like
back into this
plastic,
shit.
these plastic things.
Catch
that
'em,
I'm
catch
making.
'em all
catch
along.
'em all.
Joe's like, see, I'll give him a
catch 'em
free
all.
one,
Pokemon.
and then
$50
They're gonna
It's
come
like
to
he
my
gets you
store,
hooked
buy
on
50
drugs,
pop.
and then you
here's a free hit.
right.
I'll see you in a couple
Uh,
days.
First
it's
one's
like
free. Speaking of hits,
nostalgia
let
in
me
the
get that.
form of heroin, or
Heroin,
in
the new
form of
Pokemon.
nostalgia.
Evolves into crack.
It evolves into a fucking.
It does evolve into debt, unless you actually sell this shit like you should.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Now just hang on to it.
I'm gonna hang on to it because I
mean-
even have. See, I never opened that box, and I have two of them. Maybe I'll open one. They had the anniversary box set that they came out with. The one with the Pikachu for I think it's 25 years or some shit since it came out.
When I went to the store, there was like some little kids there, and they were like, "Oh, he's buying the trainer box." And I'm thinking,
they were
like,
probably
yeah, it's
blown away.
$50. That's chump money now.
$50, little man.
Back when you were a little kid, it was like, whoa,
that
that
one might
box.
as well have been $1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for Christmas for that.
And I was
fucking
like,
thing.
yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can watch
it's
us
like-
open them.
You better have like
Yeah, watch
straight
me
A's
rip
on your
these
fucking
open.
report card for that shit. It's
Tune into the Break Room podcast. You want to
Oh,
watch me
man.
curse and open these.
We just sate ourselves on Pokemon cards.
Holy fucking shit! It's a fucking Radiant Charizard.
oh.
No, that's cool, man. I appreciate it.
Pokemon's fun, man.
They look cool. Nice.
And it's not
Yeah,
hurting
that's
anybody.
that
one. Oh,
it's-
nice.
I'm pretty sure I
going in the
already have
collection.
one of those, so we'll
I don't
test
have one of
that up.
these.
No,
Oh,
I
you do?
yeah, because they come with every box, and this is like my third
Hey,
box now.
Mewtwo's
so.
one of the coolest. I remember when they came out with Pokemon Let's Go. They had the little Pokeball.
Do you
I
want
should've
one of
brought it.
these too? It's like an art thing. I don't know,
With the
it's like
sleeve?
That's like a divider.
Yeah.
That's what I use it as. I divide the
I think
the
that's what
energy
it's for.
types.
Hmm.
But they don't give you enough for every energy type.
But I
Oh
made sure
yeah,
to get
there's
the special edition,
there's
so
the
I got the
Mewtwo.
Mew.
That's
Oh
the
yeah.
that's the dude.
The other one though, that one was cool. That holographic we pulled. It was a good
Yeah.
one. That one's dope. I wonder how much that's going for. I'm gonna look online real quick.
What, the Mewtwo?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, Mewtwo.
I can't put all
what,
these
what
in
do
a
they call it?
sleeve.
Like Pokemon Go fucking cards?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
we'll
look
try
up
that.
like Mewtwo V-Star.
Mewtwo V-Star.
V-Star. There's different versions of it too, I think, but this is the gold one.
Like a G-Star?
V.
Sorry, that was a joke. $40. Not bad.
The Radiant Charizard goes for one of Radiant Venusaur.
PSA. Somebody's trying to sell this thing for fucking $400. You're
What's
right.
that?
It's because it's rated though. That card that we pulled out of that deck. I think
Which
you could
one?
get it for like as low as $11.
Which card?
The V-Star Mewtwo that we pulled out here. Yeah,
Oh.
near mint. What does near mint mean? Like, I almost bet just us handling those near mint.
That's the
I
one
handled
that I
the
have.
edge.
I have that same one.
Well, this one. Hold on, let me check.
No,
Is
there's
it-
a few different ones.
Yeah,
That's
not
not
the
Oh, wait,
holographic.
no, that's the one I have,
I'm
right?
not talking about the
That's
one that
the
I just showed you
style.
guys. When we opened up the other ones.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
from
there's
the first
there's
box?
two
The
types
One I
that we
is
have, Rob.
flying.
The old WCW cards or NWA cards, Tricky Ricky. No, I do remember the WWF Fleer cards though, where you got like a piece of the ring mat. There's a couple of Mewtwo's, and I remember Joe saying one where he's in front of a city is very rare.
Yeah, see, like
That's
here's
the one. Maybe that's the one.
there's
I
the
have in front of
gold,
the
and then
city.
there's the white, and then there's the
Yes.
rainbow. Rainbow.
I
don't have the
maybe it's the
rainbow.
white one that's the most rare. I don't know.
We just pulled the gold, right?
yes,
That was the gold. This
gold
appears-
outlined.
So this one should be like $40.
Hey,
I think it's called the secret.
That's cool.
I mean, that's the thing. You know, you could get your money back on this, but
Yeah, totally.
It's like they probably do. Eventually they'll stop making them, and then they become more scarce, and then
You just got to make sure you hold on to those.
the only thing is
mofos.
90% of the deck is worthless.
Rare
It's the game.
Pokemon Gold 80. Wow.
what's
I wonder
worth-
what this rainbow one would
That's
be.
what I'm saying. I wonder one's more valuable. That's the one I wanted, but the gold looks fucking cool. So
The Radiant,
This is another like $50 one.
$50. Yeah, it's about worth the entire box.
yeah, I mean that's you figure it because people just buy the cards
Well,
only too. On
These
their
are the
own.
first series as well, so you can assume that they're gonna capitalize on this and keep going.
Oh, for sure. And
You know?
Pokemon Go is, I mean, it's on its anniversary now. I think
It's growing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
I
It's
looked
like
at
6
just
years.
rolling in
It's,
dough.
There's Pokemon I caught in like
because
2016.
I got like the notifications
That's
in
the only reason I
Facebook
maybe
recently
wanna
about
look
when I
back.
was on the news talking about fucking
Oh,
Pokemon
yeah.
Go back in 2016. 'Cause my
That was when
phone
we were
fucking
down at
died.
Southard's.
No, we were at Argyle.
Argyle, that's
We were
right.
at Argyle because of all the
Yeah.
Pokestops. Mad people were there. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that was a phenomenon. People were getting like hit by cars because they weren't paying attention
Yeah.
enough.
Or like
was-
trespassing property and getting into
Everyone
trouble
bought
and
like
shit.
a external battery because their phones were.
Oh, my
like
phone.
an iPhone
Well,
7
that's why I
back
was on the
then.
news. My phone died, and they're like, "Oh, can we interview you about that?" I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
Like, I guess so.
yeah, it is battery intensive.
Even on the newer phones, you're like, oh shit.
It's like
You could simplify the
And
graphics and
you should not Pokemon Go and drive, and
Duh.
I don't. But
He does.
there was one day where I left it open and drove kind of slow home just to like.
You got to do
get the
under
miles.
25 miles an hour,
Right,
and it
right.
counts as walking.
And that's when Charizard popped up 1 block away from my house. I pulled over and I fucking caught him. But it was on like a residential street.
Mewtwo is the
Oh my
only
God.
Pokemon that I'm missing from the original 151 in that game.
What a world.
I have
Pokemon
all the
Go?
other ones.
Really? You have all of them?
All of
You
them.
have Venusaur?
I have
and
everyone
In Pokemon Go?
in Pokemon Go.
Fuck, how?
I'll pull up my Pokédex right now. You'll be impressed how many Pokemon I have.
I would.
I have almost the next region, all of them too. Like
Well,
most of the
Tricky
regions.
Ricky's definitely interested in some Pokemon Go for sure.
Let's do it. I'm fucking down. I'm always sending gifts and receiving them, and I like to hatch, incubate the eggs and stuff like that. I mean, it's a fun game.
Adam.
It gives you an incentive to walk and
What did he
shit.
say?
Adam said Chris is basically Simon Dean from WWE because he fucked up the flow of this episode by not rocking a Marvel shirt like Vin and Rob.
Yeah, I don't have
You
any
did fuck
Marvel
up.
shirts.
Chris, you need more Marvel
Sorry.
shirts.
Chris is not. He hasn't worn his Taco Bell shirt yet either.
Wow.
It's a, yeah,
Because he doesn't
I
love
still
it.
got the
That's
trunk.
it.
No, it's. I mean,
Excellent. But no,
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says Nachos Belgrande.
you should actually. That should be merch on your fucking website.
should be
as a
merch.
matter of fucking fact.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make merch that says Nachos Belgrande though.
That's a
Probably
good.
not.
That's
It'd be
a good question.
that's like that's got to be licensed. They got to own the name Nachos Belgrande.
I'm
They
pretty
can't
sure they do.
unless I do a partnership with Taco Bell.
Hey, Taco Bell.
Hey Taco Bell, you
Um,
want to do a partnership so that I can
Nachos.
smash
Bel
more
Grande.
nachos
Also,
in my face?
We're already pretty far into this show. We've been opening up.
Yeah, you guys have been going
These
on and on
Pokemon
about
cards
the
can
Pokemon
go
cards.
on. You know, we can just keep doing it forever.
You guys
Time
want to start a
flies.
Pokemon show?
I mean, shit. You know?
But
But let's talk about our next topic of the night, which
So
is
we brought up
news.
wrestling cards before, but in the news of wrestling, they're going to be moving over to TV-14, which I think is a good move.
So apparently, it's still unofficially official.
Unofficially.
Yeah, it got like leaked a little ahead of time, and then they kind of doubled back on it. Like, oh, they don't have a firm date. It was originally announced it was going to be July 18th. It was going to be not just the WWE, actually. It was going to be Monday Night Raw specifically. It was going to go TV-14.
That's interesting.
And I,
Do you think that opens the gates to make it a little bit more,
on
over the
par
edge?
with their audience? I think
Yeah.
so. I think, yeah. I mean, the WWE.
Could
you
we
know,
be having the
when you
second
think about
coming of
it-
the Attitude Era?
No, it's impossible.
it'll never be like that.
That's impossible. Just based off the clip that I watched on Twitter earlier. Did you see the Triple H clip?
No.
But yes,
So Triple H is in the ring, and he's there's a woman in the audience who's yelling and cheering, and I guess gets his attention, and Triple H gets her to.
Oh, the old school Triple H. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old
Attitude
school
Era
clip.
Triple H.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
gets her
yeah.
to,
Whoop,
show
yeah.
her, hey, do a little hey.
Yep.
And that is never gonna fucking happen ever,
Oh,
ever,
Bob's
ever
your uncle
again.
there,
So
especially
if
not with
that's your,
Stephanie
if that's your
around,
idea of like what WWE.
He wasn't with Stephanie McMahon yet, so that was.
I mean, yeah, and also like that in today's day and age just would never
Wouldn't
fucking
fly.
fly.
Oh, no.
Never
But
fly.
to that
The
point,
mud wrestling, all that shit.
Exactly.
Choppy,
so if
choppy,
that's
yo,
what you think is
pee-pee.
coming back, that is
Come
you
not
might
on,
have
coming
choppy,
back.
choppy,
Venus?
but you're not gonna have the mud wrestling. That's for sure.
But-
Val Venus.
On the other side of things, it makes fucking sense to go a little bit more mature. You know that these guys have edgier stuff that they want to do. And if you're
Rikishi
trying
sitting
to-
on Vince McMahon's face.
Why are you trying to cater to fucking 7 and 8 year olds? Like, first of all, these kids have access to the fucking internet, so they're not.
And not for nothing, the kids that are 7 or 8 years old are going to probably enjoy it more with
they get a
14.
kick out of it. Yeah,
Right.
they're not as sensitive.
Well, they
or
built up a
they're-
base that they could then, it's like
Now,
Harry
granted,
Potter
there
was
are
originally
little
written for
kids that love
and-
wrestling because it's more real to them than anyone.
Oh, that's
You
not
know, when
the
you
same.
become like a teenager, it's more like jaded.
Compare the
but-
WWE to Harry Potter.
No, my
No, I know what you
my
mean,
point
though.
is that because they went
know
and they appealed
they-
to the younger base. Now that they age, the story can age with them, kind of like how Harry
We've-
Potter was originally very childish, but then it became
It
more
grows
adult
with the
and dark.
character. It
But
grows
no,
with- yeah.
the bigger point with the whole WWE thing, and this came from Triple H like 5 years ago on PG. He was saying that things got so out of hand that they had to pull it back because there was nowhere else they can go.
Yeah.
But people dying or you're just fucking on TV.
Well, they did have those
killing
coffin
people.
matches. You know?
they had to pull it back, and he said, there may come a day where we go back to that type of, it'll never be like that, but there may come a day where we could lean back into that hardcore, the whether it be physically violent
Like the old
or
ECW
sexually
days.
charged. But he said, the times called for something different. We had to do something different too.
Can you call someone an asshole?
They
That's the
still
ben-
do.
that's the
yeah,
benchmark, you
They
know?
still no. I mean, they've always still done that. You
Yeah?
know, the crowd will asshole.
So what is?
Well, they
what
can't
is
stop
What
the
does
crowd.
TV-14 mean? I guess I would. That's a question I would have to.
I guess themes. It would
Can
have
there
to,
be blood? Is that something that they couldn't do?
Probably going to be a little
that
bit
they-
more sex. That would be my guess.
Sexually
It's going to be
charged,
a little
sexually
bit,
driven.
but not too much. But it'll be
Just a little more edgy.
yeah.
Just bring
you
back
know,
the mud wrestling. That's all.
fucking-
Well, no, I think, but it's smart. Again, the kids aren't as. They're very desensitized. They have access to the fucking internet. So if you're worried about kids, that's
No, it'll be
one
fine.
thing.
Yeah, it's going to be good though. If they
Well,
give you,
sponsors.
I think it'll produce a better product because they'll be able
If
to
there's
have better,
sponsors for Alex Jones, or
more
whoever,
room for better
need sponsors
storytelling.
from WWF.
I agree. I think that I don't think it'll change all that much, but I think that it will be a little bit more edgy, maybe a little bit more like sexual innuendo, like whoa, somebody squirts whipped
Which
cream and
can
everybody
cut
goes,
both ways.
oh,
I don't think you think about it I think in a one way, it was a little more one way back then, but they'll like reverse the whole
yes.
sexual innuendos between women and men, and you know what I mean? I think they're a little more open about that kind of shit now too. You know who I love in that shit? She's an NZXT though. It's Nikita what?
NXT, Nikita
Nikita
Lyons.
Lyons.
Oh man,
yeah.
I hope they bring her into WWE, like the main
Thickless
shows.
Cage.
She'll be there.
I think she's prepping for it. I think she's
The
been
ass
training.
drop heard round the world. that pin went viral. Even people who don't watch wrestling.
We're
She
like,
said
"Whoa."
she said after that happened, Drake followed her.
Nice.
So
There you
know,
go.
That tells you
That's
something.
a
I
win.
guess.
Boom.
Yeah, no, there's I think it'll be a little bit better, and they'll be able to do a little bit more, maybe be a little bit more violent too, and they have to. That's the thing we talk about with Star Wars. Star Wars has to appeal to a wide range of people, kids, older
Yeah, but
people.
like the Lego
everyone in
Star Wars
between.
appeals to kids. There's multiple products. With wrestling, you kind of have SmackDown and Raw and the pay-per-views. And
Also-
they're all kind of like
and then all
together.
the secondary content that they're generating, like shows, like documentaries.
I mean, they've had like
but-
cartoons and
Look
They
shit.
do, and
Shit
they're
like-
actually pretty funny.
The
Are they?
Boys. Look at The Boys and how completely over the top and edgy a show like that is. You see shit in that
I love
show.
the Boys for the fact they can do what Marvel can't.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. They can do those things, and I think for the WWE, that audience is almost
I'm
similar.
surprised that their rivals aren't, going in tow with that. Like,
I'm
if,
sure
if,
if you're
if
at Marvel-
WWE is limited, make a product that isn't.
They tried
They
to.
do.
You
The
see that.
AEW, they're
Yeah.
bleeding every week. It's a little too much, honestly, because they're fucking injuring all their
But
guys.
see, that's the thing is they're injuring their guys.
Right.
The Attitude Era. I mean, yeah, the people were getting injured too, but like
Cortisone shots.
They were
do
getting-
miracles.
yeah.
they weren't getting injured like fucking every goddamn pay-per-view. Like
Yeah,
every
no,
single
it's a-
pay-per-view.
I've
It's
seen a
at
few
an
guys
all-time
fold up pretty. Like one guy fell off the fucking ladder and he folded like a
Sammy
piece of
Guevara
bread.
did
And I
like
was
a
oh my
fucking
God.
450
Oh,
right onto
shit.
the ground.
Lawn
That doesn't
chair
look
and-
good for your anything. But so yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time though. I mean, ever since we started the show, whenever wrestling would come up, like Joe would be like, "Oh, it fucking sucks because it's so PG. It's so kind of
sure.
watered down." So I think overall, it makes the most sense. It's a step in the right direction. Your audience is definitely not 8 and 10-year-olds all the time. It's definitely 12 and 13-year-olds and the kids hitting,
Oh, yeah.
getting into those teenage years. So it makes
they're
more
doing
sense.
this
I was in
Logan
middle
Paul
school when the
shit.
whole
They're gonna
Attitude
kill
Era
that age.
happened, and it
Oh
was
yeah, the
perfect
fucking
timing.
internet generation with
They're-
Logan Paul and all of those. Who is watching those fucks? Not
As
us.
much as I
young
hate
adults.
that prick,
Yeah.
he has a younger following that's going to probably follow him to that shit. So
100%.
he's going to get eyes on the product that haven't been watching it.
Yep.
Because they're going to want to see his candy ass get kicked. You know what I mean?
He'd be a great fucking heel. A lot of people want to watch him get his ass kicked a lot, and
For
then
sure.
eventually come up with some way. Like the Miz backstabbed him at that thing we watched,
Right.
Yeah.
and it was the beginning of like, oh, that was kind of fucked up. He didn't deserve that. He did good in that match. He impressed a lot of people. He impressed Shawn Michaels. I was going to tell you before. I was watching another podcast. I think it's called The Turn. Anyway, it was an interview with Shawn
I mean,
Michaels,
even
and the guy
Pat
brought it up.
McAfee was impressive with the fucking vertical leap to the top fucking rope.
They're the new generation. They're like the internet generation of entertainers.
I'm
And
going
the
to get some knee
WWE
pads and
sees
join
it.
the WWE. It's Peter
Oh, yeah,
Griffin fights
geez.
the chicken at WrestleMania.
People pay to watch that.
I would pay to watch
I
that.
pay to watch you
I am
train.
Peter Griffin.
I want to see Rob get fucking trained by Booker T.
Oh, no. I want to beat him up in the supermarket like,
Jesus, yeah.
like Stone Cold, fucking pouring the milk on him.
Actually, that's funny you say Stone Cold. I saw Stone Cold was playing Zelda Breath of the Wild on his fucking podcast.
That's
I think
amazing.
that was photoshopped. I don't think that was. He mentioned that he played it on his podcast, but
was
I think
it?
that was a photoshopped.
Nah,
I
man,
hope
the
not.
fucking. All right, hold on. I'm gonna bring that up. You keep going.
We'll see.
I'm bringing up the
because
photo because he's holding the Wii controller. Like, I'd
Well,
be like
yeah,
very
we'll see.
impressed if that was photoshopped in.
Well,
Hold on,
it can't
let's
be
just see.
Wii. It's got to be the Switch.
I'm sorry, Wii. Yeah, it's the Switch controller. All right, so it's not on
Well,
his.
he
Those
didn't
those
post it.
loggers
Nah,
were
he
really
didn't.
good. You know, not for nothing.
I think it's
He
because
retweeted.
when he interviewed Cody Rhodes, one of the questions was which is the best Zelda game, and Cody said something. And he was like, "No, Link to the Past" or something like that. And people were like, "Stone Cold played Zelda."
played.
That's amazing.
He had an opinion on Zelda, and
Link to the Past is a solid fucking entry in that that game.
he might have
series,
said he might have said like Ocarina of Time or something. I forget
Ocarina of
which one
Time
he
is
named.
also.
All right,
valid.
look at this photo here, folks. That controller is well set in his hands. That is not photoshopped. I don't believe that's photoshopped at all.
That looks photoshopped. The actual image.
Well,
in
look
there.
but look at the reflection. You can see the reflection off the metal of the frame. Folks at home, I'm sorry you can't see this
Maybe.
right now. We're gonna figure that part out. He's holding that controller. That is the Zelda
He's definitely holding the controller.
Yeah.
Switch
It might be
controller.
legit.
Why would they fake the game if he's already holding the
Well,
controller?
who posted it?
Great question. Hold on. This is Greg Miller, actually, who is a big-time gaming.
This is a
reporter
real
pod-
Real
WWE
WWE
photo.
photo. It says.
It says
Okay.
this is a real
I guess
WWE
it's real.
photo.
That's it. Stone Cold Steve Austin rocks Zelda. So I
Love
thought that was
Cannon's
hilarious.
going
That's great.
down. What?
What? One hard putt.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. What?
Do the puzzles. What? One puzzle. What? Two puzzles. What?
Dungeon key. What?
How many climates? 4. What? That's great. That's great to see.
Boomerang. What?
That's like,
Grapple
you know
shot.
What,
What?
that's my favorite part about everybody having a podcast now. Like, I know it's almost, we have a podcast. You have a podcast. Everyone's got a podcast.
everyone's-
We get it.
Everybody
Like,
talks about
Sorry,
shit.
guys.
you know?
it's
Thanks
great.
for
I don't know.
watching,
It's
though.
fun to
Sorry,
learn.
we're a dime a dozen here.
It's fun to learn things about these people that you wouldn't know based on the perception and the presentation and the carefully packaged, marketed image of Stone Cold's only a badass and drives ATVs. Well, guess what? When he's fucking bored or just home doing whatever, he's drinking beers playing fucking Zelda. So how's that for bucking what you think you know about gamers or people?
I love Stone Cold.
You know what I mean?
Inside and
I love
outside of
that
wrestling,
shit.
he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
He's responsible
awesome.
for my relationship.
Yeah,
true.
they're
That
saying
shirt,
that,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, what is
They're in the
that?
shirt.
I think we've told that one, but what
Yeah, I know.
They had the what shirt?
Gina was wearing a Stone Cold shirt, so I slid into her DMs. What?
What?
And
Slid in.
It was
One time?
and then ended up playing out pretty well. Yeah.
Worked out, dude.
5
How many
years
years
later.
now? What is this,
5 years. Yeah.
Jeez.
Stone
Time
Cold
flies.
pickup
Thank you,
lines.
Stone Cold.
God bless you, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
What? No, so that's cool though. WWE does need to make some changes. Obviously,
It's amazing the career that The Rock has now. I mean, the guy's
he's like fucking
like
annoying.
14
Phil agrees. He's like almost too
he's
much.
made like
at times.
he's made like 14 fucking jungle movies in the last 3 years.
If they don't get this fucking movie out, like I'm gonna kill myself.
Black
They
Adam.
need to get Black Adam out just so he can shut the fuck up about it. It's like
He's got to hype it up. because
constant.
He's on a
relentless.
losing team. That's
No,
why.
I know. No, he does a fucking incredible job. I love
No, you
him.
know what I'd love to
And
see The Rock play
him and
fucking
Kevin Hart.
Gladiator. Like if they brought the X-Men in and had Gladiator. Do you remember the Juggernaut bitch video? Remember the
The
purple
Juggernaut
dude that
bitch.
throws fucking Juggernaut?
Oh,
Yeah,
And
that
he's like
dude.
mad confused about that.
He's part of the Shi'ar Empire. They're these aliens, and like the leader of them has like a psychic link with Professor X, and that's how they get involved with the X-Men and shit.
okay.
But Gladiator is like her herald, and he's like Superman level, like strong, like he's fucked up strong, and I think that The Rock would probably be good for that because it's cosmic and it's goofy and shit.
I
He's
want him
just
to come
done-
back as a Scorpion King. Those are good movies. The Mummy,
Scorpion
just
King.
looked
the
terrible
Mummy
as well.
movies, and then but then they made a Scorpion King movie where
Yes.
Was
He
that
was
the one
actually
Aaliyah was
character.
in? Or no, that was a
No.
different one. What was that?
No, this is the Scorpion King movie was a standalone.
No, I
like,
remember
spin-off
seeing the
movie.
Scorpion King, but I couldn't remember because I remember Aaliyah was in some kind of like Egypt
She
movie
was,
or some
she
shit.
was in something of the Queen of the Damned. She was in a vampire.
is that what it
movie.
was?
Yeah, she was in a vampire flick.
I don't know.
I
She was
actually
great.
saw
She
her
was gonna be
once.
great.
Movie.
Aaliyah was gonna be awesome.
Her brother graduated Hofstra with my brother. She was
Oh,
actually
really?
at the graduation like ceremony and shit.
No shit.
I
wow.
saw her, but you know,
Really? You saw
not
Aaliyah
that I
in
like
person?
had an
No.
interaction or anything, but yeah, I saw Aaliyah.
Huh, that's sad. Yeah, that
She was
a,
pretty.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
really
She was
pretty.
unbelievable. She was gonna be like the pre-Beyonce. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That was what they were gearing. her up
Beyonce
to
has
be.
her career because of what happened. to Aaliyah.
Kind of. Yeah.
From the
And
dungeon
Jay-Z.
ass.
Because she was already starting to get the Hollywood career. I mean, Beyonce hadn't even done
Jet
fucking
Li.
Austin Powers at that point yet.
No.
Oh my God.
She wasn't even out with Destiny's Child.
She would
until-
never
No.
have done that
Not yet.
nowadays. I don't,
No,
never
she definitely
see
would not
modern
do
day
Austin Powers.
Beyonce
What
and
from the
Austin
dungeon set?
Powers, but from the dungeon ass,
Well-
he says, "Do you think that they're doing the move to PG-14 because AEW is a bit edgy?" And I would say probably. You know, they probably feel like they have to.
I thought
They're
Edge
not
was
going to
signed
try
with
to
WWE.
match. Well, WWE, they've always been like, we don't care what you're doing. We're going to do what we do. So, and I do believe that they very much think that way. But
You start to see patterns in your growth, and when your growth caps out at a certain point, when you've tried something for so long, and you can see the numbers quarter over quarter, year over year, if you're no longer growing your base, you then have to start to target your base. You have to then look at who's the most interactive, who has the biggest pockets, who's got the most money to spend, who's going to buy our merchandise, who's going to, oh, wait, okay, we have this big block of, let's say, 13 to 30 or whatever, however they parse it up, that will spend money. They will absolutely come to the events. They will pay for
key
the
demographic.
you
Oh, for
hone in
sure.
on
Males 13 to
that to try to
30 is
continue
35.
to grow.
Which
It
is
only
why they're
works
not
for
making
so
a
long.
product that's tailored to us. You know what I mean? We're kind of like phased out of that like demographic
100%.
that.
Got other shit to pay for. I got all this car insurance and fucking try to pay for a house and rent and blah 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 blah.
Well,
Yeah, I
no, we
don't
are
have-
we are the target demographic.
Like
That's
it makes
true, I'm in
sense.
the target-
As much as we hate it, it makes sense that somebody like Logan Paul.
But there's a
would be in
reason
wrestling,
18 to
you know?
35 is a block. 18 to
Yeah, yeah.
35 is one of the most important.
Just like I'm sure my
blocks.
father's generation was like, why the fuck is Dennis Rodman in the ring or
A million
Snoop
%.
Dogg or any of that shit?
Right.
Mike
But
Tyson.
but also again, by pulling back from all that hardcore shit, it made us want it again. Like we started taking it for granted, and people stopped watching, even when it was crazy and hardcore still, because it was so off
Because
the
we grew
rails.
up and it got uncool to watch. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's eventually that
Uncool and
happens.
just- you
I
couldn't
mean,
take
I
it
don't give a
seriously.
fuck now. I'm 33 years old, and if it's a good fucking show, I'm gonna put it on. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, you want to call it fake, but you can't fake jumping off a fucking top rope onto another human being. Like, the people are incredibly fucking skilled. I give
Tricky
all the
Ricky
credit in
had
the world
actually
to the
a really
wrestlers.
good quote in the comments on one of our videos about that exact thing, about
And for people that want to say, "Oh, well,
not
it's fake,"
fake.
so are movies.
it's
Like,
not, it's not fake. It's definitely not.
That's
fake.
my biggest thing. Is it's just like it's like watching a movie or any fucking everything is fiction. You know what I mean?
it's
All
sports
media.
entertainment. They're not saying, "Well, this is the Olympics and this
Right.
person's actually going to win a gold medal."
They
It's
used to
fucking not
lie in
that.
the fucking 80s, I guess, you know, when people believed it was true, but they've been very
Because they were
upfront.
superheroes. Look at the fucking personalities they had. Everybody was on fucking coke and steroids and tearing through fucking like the country. They were going on tour. They were doing wrestling matches every fucking night. I mean, the people ate, slept, and breathed this product. I mean, it was so serious that they couldn't even have heels and faces eating at restaurants together.
Right.
Otherwise, they would have been fined by the
would've ruined it.
WWF. Like, it was insane. The
Yeah.
time
And
was
they were
completely
helping-
different.
And they were helping grow that brand from something small that, you know, whether it was regional, whatever, they were helping define the new Worldwide Wrestling Federation as something that was electric, you know, and Hulk Hogan and Lex Luger and those guys.
They
like-
became literal superheroes, you know. That's
Right.
why, like,
I
when you
keep
when you
hearing-
really
it keeps
think
coming
about
up.
the '80s,
and then I don't
think
know what
about
happened.
like there's not a whole lot of superhero movies outside like the Christopher
No,
Reeve
it's
Superman
Christopher Reeve
movies.
Superman, you're right.
It wasn't until
Right.
like late
Batman
'80s when
89.
like Batman came out,
larger
and then
than
they
life
started.
guys.
Totally.
They're larger
So
than
they
life.
were the superheroes of that time. Seeing the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan fighting each other was the
Clash of the
fucking
Titans.
Marvel
Two
movie
gods.
of yesteryear.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It was.
You know what's interesting about wrestling, even to this day, is that they're still held to this standard where there's certain things that they can't, like, it is, they always still have to tread this line with reality. Like, for instance, in wrestling storyline, you can't kill somebody. They don't, you know, can't kill
Well,
somebody. You
'cause
can't
it's not
murder.
the point. They're wrestling. They're not killers.
Right, but
you
my,
know what I mean?
I know, but my point is that like there's still so much that they're not allowed to do, but that other works of fiction are allowed to do. They're limited. They have
And
to
even when
work within
people are
more
dead, they're not really
confines.
dead. I mean, look at the Undertaker. you know,
because
he's-
it's
Yeah.
they blur the line of sport.
Right.
They call it a sport, and
Sports
sport
entertainment.
implies
And they are
no,
athletes,
well,
you know.
Sport to
it's-
me implies competition,
Right.
and competition is not scripted. That's the you know, we see this shit with the refs in the NFL, the NBA. Is it actually real competition, or is there some?
Well, that's
someone
why
with
it's not
their
a
thumb on the
sport. It's
scale?
sports entertainment. It's like
Exactly. So
because
that's why I think they're held to that standard. To
Right.
Chris's point,
they're
that
athletes.
they're
and
in that
they are
flux.
performing.
Yes.
They're
you
in
know,
that
it's-
flux that, you know.
you're writing that. Hey, this is a competition, but I'll tell you what. Watching that fucking WWE Rivals thing, that shit is competitive. Behind the scenes, the competition is fucking.
You know what the real
They
competition
are-
is? Making it look good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
being a showman.
That's
being
what the real challenge behind wrestling is
The
to
best.
perform the move and to make it look realistic and to sell your opponent's move and when you're a jabroni or something and you're just helping people get over, like
and
being able to sell that's the product.
Right.
That's where the challenge it lies. Because any asshole can get into a ring and go bing, bang, boom and make it look like shit and then, lay on them and pin them. But
I've
to
seen-
do
yeah.
that choreography, to do that dance, to have that
The look of anguish.
ring presence, to be
Not-
able to play off the person in front of you while you're performing this live.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In front of a capacity audience.
30,000.
It's hard enough
people.
for us to do this fucking show live.
The
Oh, yeah,
high
I
that you
get
get
anxiety
walking out
doing
to an
this.
audience when you
Eight
go to
people
fight. I mean, granted, I had it on a much smaller scale when I fought the chicken at that
You-
convention.
yeah, you've
but I've
probably
had a
had
diet version of what that actually
Well, I've
is.
seen you in front of like New York Comic Con panels and like there's like there's a few hundred.
It's a
people
rush,
watching,
You're in front of a bunch of people. I mean, I've never been shy of that.
No,
I,
you're good at that
I
shit.
could go right up and I could talk to the entire fucking world.
Rob, here's
if I
a
had to
microphone.
right
Go.
now.
I'm thinking, oh my god,
Rob,
he's
you
not
have to
prepared.
talk
He
to
has
planet Earth right now. All right, whatever.
He
Give me
has
the mic.
nothing to say. What is he gonna say? Motherfucker gets on the mic. He's like, "Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? It's great to be here." Yeah. He makes fucking jokes, and here we go. I'm like, bro, how did you just do that? He just walks off like nothing happened. It's great. It's something to behold. But no, to Chris's point, he always makes this point about Shawn Michaels. The other thing about the entertainment factor is the physical and the actual fight. Having the crowd on the edge of their seat, in the palm of your hand.
Right.
And that's what he's, I think, speaking to with the Shawn Michaels thing, and I think of Stone Cold
Well,
and The
even,
Rock.
yeah, I mean, can I mention one thing about that Shawn
Brett
thing?
was good though. with that presence thing, but Shawn, he was just so uncontrollable. You didn't know the next thing that was going to come out of his mouth, and it was just, I think that fed.
It was like a Conor McGregor type
yes,
of,
yes,
you know,
definitely.
like over the top heel bad guy that you hate to love or you love to hate.
Yep.
You know, and there were times that it was good, but you know, with that Sunny Days thing, you know, Brett said a lot of fucked up shit to Shawn, and Shawn in reaction retaliated by saying the Sunny Days thing, but. It felt very like almost one-sided, like, oh, Shawn's the bad guy.
Because Shawn is
I
the
was
bad
watching
guy.
this shit, and I wish we did
there's
a
way
live
more.
reaction, bro, because I knew, Chris was just like, this is fucking bullshit, because it
well,
was...
no, it's all on the record. Shawn has always said, you know, yeah, I was an asshole.
So then what are you defending?
Oh, yeah, he says, I was a giant asshole. I was...
Brett was part of it.
He always
Brett
says
admitted
this.
he was part of it.
He
He
goes-
said, you know, both of us were a little out of
Well,
line.
even Sergeant Slaughter said when he was in the back that, like,
That was great that he got...
it was
he
funny
told that
because he was
little-
commissioner at the time when that shit happened.
He
so
went into
would've been
Brett's
involved.
locker room, and Brett fucking socked Shawn.
He was like, "Do you
So
think
that was
that Brett would have
fucked
been
up.
in that
Inside
locker
shorts,
room
he
if
hit
he?"
Vince.
I'm sorry, he hit Vince.
And,
Jesus
yeah, I mean,
Christ.
that's-
no, he was ready to hit Shawn. Like,
He said he would have. Well, he said for many years he would have hit him or something. But
well,
he didn't hit
just
Shawn.
what Sarge tweeted.
He hit
was
fucking
responding.
Vince McMahon, which
He knocked
hit
Vince
Vince.
out
Yeah.
cold.
you know, that's,
You're the
not
ultimate
cold.
Vince
and then
defender. He
who
loves Vince.
was it that said, you know, he felt like he disrespected Vince, you know, punching him, fucking he spit on
They,
him.
all right, hey, here's the thing.
Brett
my
spit on
perception,
Shawn too.
my perception was very like, you know, I don't have a horse in the race, so the only thing that really got me, yeah, like the Shawn feud and the maybe going a little too far with like
this is a
bringing it
very
home.
small part of
Oh, I
Shawn's
know.
career. This is
I know.
the biggest thing in the world to Bret Hart people. But in Shawn, this was like fucking
wish
Shawn for
Joe
2
was
years
there.
out of his fucking 20-year career.
Folks, we need you out there to defend Joe.
There's
via
no need
Brett.
to defend him. They can
No, I'm
fucking
just
hear him
kidding. Joe would
screaming.
be screaming.
Joe's
He's
listening
at
right
home
now and
screaming,
screaming, and I can hear it from here.
Well, to be fair, I mean that happened to him. Then he goes to WCW. They insult him, and then Goldberg like ends his fucking career. So
Well,
it's like,
did you see the thing
All right.
I sent you guys? Goldberg, pretty much, somebody asked him recently, like, how do you feel about it that, like,
Oh,
Brett
well, now.
still says that you, like, intentionally did it? And Goldberg was like, you know, like, it's something I'm going to take to my grave. I feel horrible about it. I've apologized for it I don't know how many times. The worst thing is when you make a mistake like that and then the other guy doesn't believe you.
but
And thinks that
Goldberg's
you
been
did it
known to
deliberately.
hurt people and stiff
Who's
people.
Goldberg hurt?
I mean,
Let's
I've
look
heard
it up.
like multiple. Look it up. I feel like multiple people. have
The
been
only
hurt by
thing there was the
Goldberg.
only time that Goldberg fucked up.
You know who was really bad with
was
hurting
when he
people
dropped
was
the
that guy
Undertaker on his head.
Ryback. I heard that guy Ryback stiffs
Well, that
the
was
shit a lot.
CM
out
Punk
of a
said
lot
that.
of
Yeah,
people.
he's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, fucking everybody has hurt. It's not ballet, as they say. Mistakes
10
happen.
worst botches of Goldberg's career, so that just tells you something.
Well, the biggest thing is gonna be when he dropped Undertaker, and that was when he was old and he was concussed apparently.
Yeah, the Undertaker doesn't look too sprightly in that one. But no, I think the biggest thing was that, yeah, a lot of this feud shit and it coming to a head is also partly on Vince McMahon for sure. All right, so here, 10 botches of Goldberg's career.
He needs
The worst
somebody-
knee to the best
You
man.
can find this for any wrestler. If you pulled Chris Jericho as one of the greatest wrestlers, that you would see 10 botches from Jericho.
I remember
just-
when he botched his own entrance and almost got set on fire.
Ooh, that sucks.
It happened on the Undertaker. Undertaker got fucking set on fire.
Goldberg botches basic direction. He renewed. So this doesn't have to do specifically with injury. Jackhammer
That
on
was the big one, and
Undertaker.
that was recent. He was apparently concussed because he's a fucking idiot.
Jackhammer on Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, Bray
Which I knew
Wyatt,
it.
a
The
fucking
jackhammer is the one that's
400
like
pound.
fucking hurting people.
Bray Wyatt's fucking heavy.
Goldberg injured himself when punching a limousine.
God.
Botched
Undertaker did that.
finisher. Driving a car. Hooks his own leg. Okay. And botches Bret Hart's career. Ouch.
Yeah.
Botches
So he
Bret
kicked him
Hart's
square
career.
in the face. I know that. So the whole thing
They
with the
dragged
Bret
him on that last
Shawn
one.
feud is it's a lot of it too is Vince because the screw job. And the only
Yeah.
thing I could say is
It
that
was a
sucks.
work. It wasn't real.
That
it
sucks
was all
that-
a work of fiction. That the Montreal screw job, I don't think was.
Bret
was
fucking Hart was just there
I don't
saying
believe
it.
it. I don't believe
Jesus
it.
Christ.
I think
you can't
it's
get
a
into
fucking
that.
act that they've kept
I
up
don't
for
believe
years.
it. Here we go. I don't.
No,
believe
I'm honest. Because why was it bad? How did that hurt Brett in any way? It made
He
Brett...
didn't know it was going to happen.
Okay, he didn't know it was going to happen, and
like
what
a
happened?
10-minute
Everybody
match.
thinks Vince is a dick. Nobody thought like, oh, you know, Brett...
Well, Vince was salty that he was going to another product, and
100%.
and he wanted to retain the title
Vince
and then
told
surrender
him, you're
it, so
dropping
he said no.
the belt to Shawn, and
After
Brett
an
said,
hour.
I'm not dropping the belt to Shawn. I'll drop it to anybody else. But he doesn't get to fucking choose. That's like you coming to my fucking
no, they
company and
agreed to
telling
the
me who
match,
I'm going
though.
to fire and who I'm going to
They
fucking
ended up
hire.
agreeing to the match, right? Because the match happens.
Vince said, oh, we'll do a
And-
disqualification or something,
and-
which is exactly what happened.
That's like
he
fucking
literally
over.
said, oh, we'll figure out
That's like fucking
something.
over your best employee because they moved on.
He said,
Always
we'll
happens.
figure something out, a disqualification or something like that. That's pretty much what happened.
But no, they awarded. Wait, I don't know what the end result is. Do they
Brett
award
was in the
belt?
submission. Shawn put him in the sharpshooter, which is Brett's finish.
Yep.
And they
And then
called it, and
they
he
then
just
rang
the
the bell.
bell rang, and
Everybody
they
was
said, "Oh, he
confused.
tapped out." But obviously, everybody knew he didn't do that.
Yeah.
So how is that bad in any way? If anything, they did
'Cause
Brett
Brett
a
didn't tap
favor.
out.
He didn't tap out, and everybody
How
saw
do
it.
you lose a match if you don't tap out?
Exactly. That's the whole
He
point.
wasn't supposed to.
Everybody
lose.
saw. Oh, well, Brett. Do you think anybody walked away and said, "Oh, Brett lost"? No. Everybody that saw it said, "They fucking Brett didn't lose." Exactly.
they award Shawn the title?
How does that make him look bad? It doesn't make him.
Does Shawn get the title after
Shawn
the-
gets the title. Makes him the bad guy. Adds heat to the story. That's. Of
Without-
course, Shawn
but
was.
you're
adding heat to
Brett
the
was
story to
leaving
end
to go
it.
to WCW. He was not going to keep the
without
belt.
both parties knowing, you would feel fucked.
Maybe.
If
But
you're Bret Hart, you'd be like, "What the fuck was
If I
that?"
was Bret Hart, I would have
So to
said,
me,
"Oh, this
here's
is
my
the best thing that
perception.
happened in my career."
Here's my
because I'm
perception.
going to go to
It's all
WCW
Earl
Vince
Hebner's
McMahon-
with
fault.
all this fucking heat and all this people
No,
behind
that's a
me.
no. Because as a performer, you would want the full stage.
Chris, you blame Earl Hebner.
do
You
get the
would
full
you would
stage.
want the hour or whatever the fuck. The Iron Man match was an hour or some shit, right? Is that
It
what
was.
they talk
I
about
think it
a
was
lot?
supposed to be an hour, and they were supposed to go,
Like a
and then they
40-minute
cut it short.
So
Yeah.
so this thing was 10 minutes long, right? All those motherfuckers in the stadium paid to be there.
And
Pay-per-view,
every one of those people has said,
pay-per-view.
I was there that night on the Montreal Screwjob. That event happening was more significant than any fucking hour-long match between Brett and Shawn that we would have ever fucking seen. Tell me I'm wrong.
But to
it's
say
the
that
Montreal
it's,
Screwjob.
But to say that it's intentionally manufactured that way is one thing.
well,
but
definitely by Vince.
the perception is this. Yeah, Vince McMahon is not going to give one of the biggest talents in the.
He's not going to let him leave with
He's
their
not
belt.
going to give him the trampoline to jump off of to, hit the next level
did.
at the WCW.
But
Technically,
in a sense, he did because he gave Brett all of this support, and then everyone's going to say, well, Brett's Brett going to do in WCW?
So in my perception, just watching it, I'm like, all right, Brett feels fucked because he's dropping the title and they cut the match short. Then you guys said he went to WCW and they did nothing with him, which
They made him a special referee.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I don't
why they
know
brought
what
them
that's
in.
all
And you
about.
know what Eric
That's-
Bischoff's defense is for that? When they say, oh, they fucked him over. Eric Bischoff said, well, not for nothing. I have tons of guys that always say, well, what if we tried this instead? Brett never did any of that. Brett never said, well, what if we tried this instead? He just, okay, took whatever they said and then bitched about it later. He could have easily tried to say, no, I don't want to do that. He's fucking Bret Hart.
Yeah, wait. So, oh man, I don't believe.
Eric
I don't
Bischoff's
believe
defense.
that at all. The only reason I don't believe that is
Why?
just-
Eric Bischoff's primary...
just
Hold on, let
off
me say
the-
this. His primary criticism is that he listened too much to the wrestlers, that it was the fucking... the lunatics running the asylum.
It ignores
that
the
was
fact,
his criticism.
It ignores the fact that Brett and Hogan had this thing going for a while, and then Hogan's in WCW at the time, right? Help me out, audience.
I
Help
think
me out.
they eventually do face off.
So,
Joe
is there-
Clemente's here. He says, of course I tune in during this. Please stop.
yeah,
The best thing that happened to Brett's
yeah,
career.
it's the best thing ever happened to Brett.
What?
He got
What?
fucked.
Tell me this.
And he got fucked out of
To
his
this
contract.
day.
I can't pay you, so you either leave or I pay you a lot less. Best thing ever.
Because he shopped around.
Oh,
Joe
Jesus
denies it.
Christ.
Brett said,
Here we go.
WCW gave him an insane deal, so Vince felt like he had to compensate for
and
that
all of
and
this,
give him a better
all
deal
of
that he
this
couldn't
doesn't-
afford.
Doesn't excuse the fact that at the end of the day, Joe's point is always Shawn Michaels is a giant piece of shit.
And he is.
Shawn Michaels, in that point in his
At
life,
that time,
was
and
an
he
asshole.
admits it, and he says,
And
Look
his
what he did
fucking
to poor Marty
career,
Jannetty in the
People ask him-
barbershop. Come on.
people
his
always ask-
decades-long career, and you're focusing on like
Would
fucking
you-
3 or 4
would you
years or
change-
5
he
years.
got- everybody keeps asking him, and I saw a recent
Joe
thing with
says
him,
wrong.
would you change anything about your decisions or blah blah blah? And he says, well, no, because I like who I am now, and I had to go through all these things to become this person.
Joe says he's too far away to choke this cocksucker.
No, he's too far away. I'm surprised. Joe's probably approving his own comments to the thing.
Yeah, he's liking his fucking comments. He's getting all the people who comment in Brett's favor. He's liking their comments.
So so to wrap it up, because we could fucking go on. This seems to be something we could always go on about.
To wrap it up, it
He
was a
will
work.
Long story short, Shawn
vehemently
Michaels is a piece of
defend
shit.
someone who admits they were a piece of shit anyway. But the WWE Rival Series is fucking pretty cool because, again, for me, I'm watching it with fresh eyes for the most part. Next week is Undertaker Kane.
Both
Sunday.
of them are, it's hard to choose a favorite in that.
That's going to be cool just to see how they handled. I think the best part of it is understanding the behind the scenes, like what decisions were being made.
Brothers of Destruction.
Because Kane was so fucking new, you never saw this person ever.
It's
right?
gotta be Kane.
And then this guy just walks out and rips the door off the cage, and like he
Yeah, it
is
was
the
amazing.
instant physical.
Well, that was the
match
thing. It was
to
the first time you
Undertaker.
ever saw the Undertaker scared.
Yeah, like
Right.
oh my god,
Because it's
someone
like
is
somebody
so
that had
big.
powers like his. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Because
that
he was
would
always
be-
the dead man. He fucking always got back up, and that was the terrifying thing about the Undertaker.
Oh, he was always scary. As
Here's
a
the
He's
kid.
a
thing.
fucking huge guy that would just keep coming for you.
That is going to be just like the Brett and Shawn thing. It's a lot of rehashed material.
But you say
This is-
rehash. I don't know this
I
shit.
know that. I understand that.
It's concentrated,
I'm just saying,
refined,
for the
and
people
new,
who have been following wrestling forever,
And-
there's not a lot of new stuff, except for the
well,
fact
You'll never
that,
get that till he's dead.
except for the
They
fact
all
that they
die.
had modern day
When
commentary
Vince
on it.
dies, then everything's coming out.
Well,
Tell all the Triple H book. We're gonna know
but
every.
Stephanie
fucking
might
thing.
try to sweep it under. Who knows?
Nah, they'll fucking pick her up too. It's all good.
But don't forget,
But
she's
no,
going to be leading
it's
the
cool.
product, and they don't want to
And
be fucking the show.
To your point, you said you saw a recent interview with Shawn and Brett. That was the Bret Hart that we met that I saw like doing that meet with Shawn and talking about their grandkids or their upcoming grandchildren.
right, they're
and
they're
shit.
laughing, they're having
Trying
a
to
good
be
time.
men
That's why
and-
it's pointless to be angry about it because it defined their careers. It was one of the greatest rivalries of all time. It provided us a lot of entertainment.
Still does.
And Tricky Ricky, he made a point here, and I want to address that. Shawn Michaels would not lay down the title for Brett, so why would Brett want to lay down the title for him?
Facts.
He didn't have to. That's why the
Admitted.
Montreal Screwjob was great. Because Brett never actually lost. It made him look strong. It didn't make Brett look weak.
And
it
Joe
did not
did
hurt
say
Brett.
that to Brett. He said, "You never lost that belt."
Exactly. And how did it make Brett look bad? If anything, it made him look like a fucking badass. He painted WCW on the fucking screen. That was, people were like, whoa. I don't see how this was a bad thing. I just don't.
In the long run of it all, yeah, sure, with 20/20 hindsight, but you're not thinking that
Even,
shit when it's happening.
even Brett
though.
should have thought in the moment, oh, this is great. I didn't lose.
Oh, sure, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
look like an idiot.
Right.
Fuck these guys. I spit on Vince. I
Yeah.
painted WCW.
These guys have giant fucking
All
egos,
these guys
right?
want are
Oh, yeah.
and what better to play up your ego than something that gives you
Losing.
massive
No, losing.
not even heat.
Losing. Who
But
wants
he
to
didn't
lose?
lose. That's exactly the point.
No, he
How do you
lost.
designate losing? Do you lose if
Designated
you
is
lose the belt?
If
do
they
you
didn't
lose?
hold on, you making it seem like they made
lost.
fucking him look like Sean's bitch. Sean kicked the shit out of him and pinned him
No.
clean in the center of the ring.
He
They-
lost.
The product fucked over.
Also, tell him to get
That's
the fuck out
exactly
of
the point.
And Shawn Michaels
Didn't
was
they
the
agree with that?
catalyst for that shit.
They could have easily had Sean squash him. They didn't do that. Sean didn't beat his ass. Sean won the title like a bad guy.
I don't think it would look.
You think Shawn Michaels would have been able to beat fucking
Yeah, I don't know if it would look
Bret
like-
Hart's ass? Bret Hart would have
I'm
fucking
not
wrestled
gonna. This
circles
is like
around
my dad
Shawn.
would beat up your dad type of bullshit.
No,
They
Bret
beat the
Hart
shit
would
out
not
of
my
each
horse.
other.
out of Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels
I
isn't
don't-
a bitch. They
Bret Hart
fucking
isn't
beat
my,
the shit out of
like,
each
dude.
other.
Bret Hart's not my guy though, so I'm not really like. I don't have that kind of like deep emotional. I'm just
I can't wait to see what
observing
Joe
and
has to say.
saying, all right.
You
if
got to understand,
if
when
you're
you look
still-
at Shawn Michaels, this is just a small part of his overall career. This is like a
Joe
blip.
said it didn't make Bret look bad, it made Shawn and Vince look bad.
Exactly.
But it hurt Bret because he worked his ass off for 14 years for him, and they do that to him on his way
How
out.
does that hurt? That
Yeah,
is the best thing they could have done him
But
on the
it's-
way
but
out.
it's true. I mean, imagine you work somewhere for 14 years, and then they decide to fire you.
But
on
that's
your
the
last
difference.
fucking day.
Is this is a
Unceremonious.
public on TV for fans to watch, and fans all came to the same conclusion. They screwed Brett, which is good for Brett, I think. I don't think that that's bad for Brett. That, again, gives him not heat or whatever you want to call it, but it gives him notoriety
Tell
when
that
he's
to
going
Bret
to the
Hart.
next place.
They had to apologize for this shit like 25 years
and
after it
and
happened,
you know what?
right?
Brett says his favorite
Come on
match
now.
was when he came back.
Come on.
When he came
Oh,
back, his
well-
back was all fucked up. He
well,
beat
that's
up
the other
Vince.
thing about the
Vince let
Rivals
him
thing.
beat the shit out of him
It's a-
on pay-per-view for an hour.
It's a comprehensive view in a very short period of time, less than an hour. It's a comprehensive view of the rivalry and the conclusion, because everybody wants, at the end of the day, catharsis, and they want to come to a point where, okay, we can move on and be men. And they said they had that moment in the ring. I want to tell Shawn Michaels to come out here and fucking shake my hand.
Ooh,
so
from the dungeon said Shawn is overrated and Brett is overrated. Ric Flair is the greatest of all time.
Wow. There we go. There we go.
From the dungeon like the NWA days.
I gotta watch that. I still gotta watch
Longest Line.
I gotta watch that documentary you guys bring up all the time. It's like behind the ring or under the curtain.
No, it was like an ESPN documentary.
The fuck
Bring tears to your eyes, but it's also fucking hilarious.
Well, what also the one about the stories of him on the airplane and
yeah, but you can't mention Ric Flair without bringing up
Dark
Dusty
Side of the
Rhodes.
Ring. I gotta watch
Which
that.
everyone that was on that episode was angry because they felt like they edited it in a way that made him look worse than how they were actually trying to.
Of course, you have a lot of power when you're fucking. I'll tell you.
But you can't mention Ric Flair without mentioning Dusty Rhodes, though. Because Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair were the original, like, fucking heel and face.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely. I love that fucking promo. Hard times.
Hard times.
My belly is just a little big. My honey is just a little big. But let me tell you something. I am bad.
40 for 40. Thank you from the dungeon. It was the 40 for 40
for 40s are the best. Bo Jackson. Fucking, I love those documentaries. And they got the Derek Jeter thing coming out on Monday.
The best part of that documentary,
hard times on this
Ric Flair was talking about when he was on a plane, and some guy like was talking to him, and he just like opened up, and like they had like Ric Flair just opened up his heart to some random stranger on a plane. And then he was like, for years later, I would get a Christmas card from this guy. I didn't even remember like meeting him or anything like that. But he said it was the greatest day of his life.
Yeah, Ricky Steamboat was another great wrestler.
Out.
It's the greatest day of one
Ricky
guy.
the Dragon. I mean, Ricky the Dragon and Macho Man had one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time.
Yeah, hey, Joe made a point actually in the comments there. Ric Flair is going to have another last match.
Who's he fighting?
We don't know
He's
yet.
been training for a while. I keep seeing
think it's gonna be Hogan?
posts.
Is it 30 for 30?
It's Hogan.
Imagine
40 for 40. It is
Hogan
30
comes
for
back.
30. You're
30 for
absolutely
30,
right,
yeah.
Joe.
breaks a hip in the middle of the ring.
Well, he's been practicing for a while, and
it's that stem cell shit, man.
he did a good promo. He cut a promo where he actually was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill it." Like he actually dropped the F-bomb, which is funny to hear from Ric Flair.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, hey, good for him. I let him get another good send off. He randomly just tweeted out like talking shit about Chris Jericho.
I heard about
nowhere.
that.
I
He
put it
said
in
he
the
was
chat.
Shawn
He's
Michaels
like, you're a living
wannabe,
legend
right?
only in your mind. Shawn Michaels wannabe. Da da da. He just like went off on him for no reason.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but Chris Jericho had a respectable career on his own. I mean, I never really enjoyed his matches, or at least him, so much because I feel like every time he has a match, 90% of the match is reversals.
Jericho?
Yeah.
Jericho's funny as fuck, man. What he would say to Stephanie McMahon, he would call her like a bottom feeding trash bag hoe, like, oh man.
Approved by Vince.
Yeah, he was great. Joe,
I just saw Chris. Joe had a good plug.
Yeah, SummerSlam live watch along.
We're doing
July
a live
30th.
watch along. SummerSlam. It's Sunday, right? July 30th.
Yeah, I don't even know what matches are going to be on there apart from Roman and Brock again. But,
we're doing the watch along now. We're going in.
Yeah, we'll do something for that. Magnum TA. You know what I wanted to do, and maybe Joe could. Maybe Joe can do it. He does wear a heart monitor. He's right. 73 years old.
I don't know why they're doing this shit to themselves.
I was gonna say your Mount Rushmore, but not of your favorite wrestlers. Of like your favorite maybe overlooked wrestlers or like secondary characters.
Primary guys that we always name.
So for instance, yeah, exactly. Like for instance, William Regal. One of the greatest of all time, facial expressions. William Regal is definitely one of the best. Like he, in his own right, deserves to be on a Mount Rushmore. William Regal, Goldust.
I never liked Goldust.
Oh man, Goldust. Was
I hated
amazing.
the character.
He's trying to die in the ring. He's trying to die in the ring.
Goldust is hilarious, man. Especially when they partnered him with Booker T. It was the greatest thing ever.
I did not understand, the shtick, the Goldust shtick.
He was the androgynous one.
Yes, he was the hyper more than.
Well, that's the problem. Is the character was very much,
And I did not know he was Dusty Rhodes'
Rhodes' son. Yeah,
I didn't. I don't know the lineage. I didn't know especially at the time.
Dustin Rhodes.
I was like,
Goldust.
What?
Yeah.
But I am loving fucking Cody Rhodes. I'm excited to see.
Cody Rhodes had kind of that.
I meant to say it before. Sorry, the TV, the 4TM, the 14 thing, the rating that they're gonna get. Now, hopefully, Cody
TV-14.
Rhodes, when he comes back in 6-8 months, whatever the hell it is, like he'll headline Raw, and he comes from that other AEW kind of style, and maybe he can help infuse like the good parts. Maybe not go too over the top with it, or be too gratuitous. But like, I think he's the future of the WWE. And I'm an outside observer. We watched WrestleMania, and his match was electric.
Yeah.
I don't even give a shit about the guy that he fought.
Seth Rollins,
Rollins,
is
but
considered
he's
one of the best.
He's
right
a
now.
great wrestler.
Joe
yeah.
hates him, but
It was a great. Yeah, he looks
I don't
like
really
a heel.
like
He looks
him
like the
either.
perfect dickhead heel. But I think
he's
the Cody Rhodes
he's
thing
a good
is-
wrestler.
So the lineage of the
I don't like it
Rhodes
because
and-
I feel like
It's very
they just
interesting.
keep recycling the same 5 people over and over again.
That's
Like you
what I
said,
mean by
with your
Cody
Mount
Rhodes is
Rushmore,
the future.
It seems like they have their own Mount Rushmore, and they just include them in every single pay-per-view. There's never any diversity. It's never somebody else coming
They
up.
gotta get rid of the Roman
there's
Reigns
some guys
thing. Cody
coming up.
Rhodes.
They're suffering the same problem that they did with John Cena for decades.
No, they got guys coming up. Braun Breaker, who's Rick Steiner's son. He's gonna be a big star.
There's a kid that's
one of these
related to
days.
The Rock, isn't there?
Well, The Rock's daughter is.
Is she?
I mean, tons of people related to The Rock. That's a
oh,
whole family.
that's, yeah.
You got
It's the
Solo
Maivia
Sakai.
wrestling family and
The
then
lineage.
Yeah.
Rocky
What
Johnson.
be
is
all right.
what do they? Yeah, I do think. I think it seems obvious to say it, but the Cody Rhodes WWE champion, it makes the most sense to me. I think he's.
Oh,
the,
yeah,
he's the one
that's
to
coming.
get crowned.
We've been going for a little while. We still got some more stuff to talk through. So let's kick it over. You guys so we didn't want to do a show right after Thor. I didn't
Yeah.
get to go see Thor because I had COVID.
I just bought the tickets. And that's,
Yeah. Well, hey, you substitute Yao or whoever. Somebody got to go. So
I had
yeah,
social distance seating. It was great.
yeah. So I was still sick with COVID. I didn't get to go. But what did you guys think of it? You loved it. You can spoil it. Spoilers for Thor.
Thor is fucking hilarious.
I love Thor.
Yeah, Rob can go because it's his guy.
I mean, Thor is my favorite superhero, as I've said this a million times. I was really looking forward to the movie. I was on the fence about the costume, but what's really funny is it looks like my World of Warcraft Thor costume. So
I'm going to the bathroom.
I really enjoyed the humor in the
Just go to
movie.
Rob.
The
I'll
two
get up.
goats were hilarious. Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder. And what's funny is they're actually from Norse mythology. Thor actually does have 2 giant goats. And they actually pull his chariot because in Norse mythology, he's physically too heavy to ride the Bifrost, which takes you from Midgard to Asgard and through all the realms and stuff. So it's interesting to see that the Marvel Cinematic Thor actually has them now. And I hope they'll play a bigger role in the future. I wonder if they're going to use them as a plot point to kill them off
See,
and create a rage in Thor and kind of make him a more serious Thor again.
Well, yeah, I think we'll get one last Thor movie that'll be a little bit more intense. They've been talking about a lot of things that could happen in the future in the MCU, but I got a kick out of it. It was pure comedy to me. I thought the whole movie was, a great. I can't switch the camera, by the way, so it's on you, bud.
It's definitely got the Taika Waititi charm
Signature.
to it.
Yeah.
It's got the great music soundtrack, and it's got the
I could hear Rob laughing from across the theater.
oh
We
yeah.
didn't have seats next to each other.
Oh, it was fucked. Every time those goats went off, I lost it every time. Every time. I mean, granted, I was stoned out of my mind when I went to go see the movie, but it was fucking great.
Hell yes.
I
Hell
fucking
yes.
loved it.
Mighty Thor,
I got Thor fever again. I'm buying fucking toys again, like a fucking bandit, and
I like what they did with Mighty Thor and Jane. Like,
yeah,
It was
she
almost
looked
sad.
great. Natalie Portman looks as great as ever.
so yeah, spoilers, guys. I don't know if you're planning on seeing Thor, but the motivation around Jane getting the power of Thor and being worthy is she actually gets sick. She has cancer.
Yeah, she has stage 4 cancer, which actually is in line with the comics.
It is?
She
Okay.
actually gets stage 4 cancer, but they do the War of the Realms, and basically the more she uses the hammer, the sicker she gets, and the further, and she ends up dying, and at the end of this movie, she goes to Valhalla, which is really awesome. And we got to see Heimdall again. I was really happy to see
Yeah.
him again. So I'm hoping that in a future movie, they'll probably bring her back as Valkyrie, because that's what happens is Jane Foster becomes the new Valkyrie. because the current Valkyrie is the leader of Asgard. That's who she is.
Okay.
And
she can't be Valkyrie.
It will be interesting to see if we can get like the Warriors 3 back in a future movie, which is Fandral the Dashing, Hogan the Grim, and Volstagg the Voluminous.
So that was the little montage in the beginning, like the intro, and it's basically Korg telling the story of Thor.
Yep.
And
that was hilarious.
And that guy. And he died. Everybody Thor loves basically dies, and then they go.
And then Loki dies, and again, and again.
So I didn't watch the video yet, but a friend of the pod, Phil, sent over a video to me about guess who else is probably in Valhalla?
Who's that?
Tony Stark.
It's possible.
I was like, yo, Tony Stark died in battle. So,
if Tony Stark goes to Valhalla, that would be something else.
It makes me think. Hold on, Chris is coming back. 1 sec.
Chris is coming back, but that would be an interesting take if they have. But then that begs the question: like, do other Avengers end up in Valhalla too? You know what I mean? Like, is that like something that's going to be? I'm trying to think of who died in battle.
The war against Thanos. Obviously.
Because does that mean that Loki goes to Valhalla? Do you think that Loki goes to Valhalla? Does Loki
deserve to go to Valhalla? Great fucking question.
I mean, he died in battle with Thanos defending his brother. He was trying to kill Thanos in the end with the knife. So technically, he died in battle.
That Loki is not like the Loki we now know from the show.
He is and he isn't.
He is and he isn't. I think this one is a little bit.
This one was brought up to speed and didn't have to go learn the hard lessons.
Yeah.
I think he's now at the place that our Loki would have been.
But even still, our original Loki was fucking Thor over to the very end. He was going to fuck him over with the ship, right? Do
you think that the one that we've seen wouldn't fuck Thor over, though?
The one we know from the show is a very alternate, different Loki. And that brings up a rumor I read right before we jumped on the pod, is that Chris Hemsworth is going to make an appearance in season 2 of Loki.
Which makes sense. I honestly expected to see him in the first season.
The only reason I feel like it wouldn't have made sense is this Loki is basically trapped. He's imprisoned because when we left, it's hard to say which Loki we're talking about. The latest Loki from the show, when he goes back, when he gets sent back, he's in the Kang the Conqueror version. So I think when this season kicks off, he's imprisoned. He's not free. So that would be the only reason it would make sense that Loki doesn't seek out Thor in any capacity yet. But
and it begs the question, is the Thor that we see going to be from that Loki's universe, or is he going to be from the universe that we're used to? Because this Thor has been through all kind of shit. Who knows what kind of differences happen?
We've seen Vegas Thor.
Because you got to realize this is in the past.
Yeah.
Because this all happened when the Tesseract was disappeared at the end of the first Avengers movie. So none of the humbling aspects of what happened to Thor have happened yet in that universe. So we could see a pompous younger Thor that
you could meet Vegas Thor from What If.
Could.
He's literally an unchanged version. It's funny, I was reading about this, and there's been conversation about how rough this phase has been. It's been I called it a transitional phase because you're still wrapping up the events of Endgame. Those events are so massive and widespread that you couldn't just sum it up in one movie.
And you had to realize that dominoes are now falling, and they're setting the stage because you've seen No Way Home with the interdimensional fucking rifts.
Yes.
You've seen Loki's show with the interdimensional rifts that are now allowed to happen because there's no sacred timeline anymore. There's no police force basically eliminating alternate fucking universes. But they were still happening. They were just policing it.
Exactly.
Now there's nothing stopping them from branching out and being created. So this opens a whirlwind of possibilities and shit. And I think that's where the Fantastic Four is probably going to come in.
Absolutely. I saw a couple of things, about kind of the production of this phase. obviously interrupted by COVID and whatever other excuses you could give them for it not being the smoothest. But Kevin Feige just recently had come out and said, I had ordered the whiteboard to come to the office for us to lay out the rules of this MCU multiverse and what are the constraints, what are the rules can't come over, how does this play, how do dead characters work, all of these things. They wanted to really hash it out. COVID happened. He goes, we finally had that meeting 6-8 months ago. My perception of everything now is, almost the linchpin is the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's clear that, people are looking for the next big bad, and we haven't been introduced to it yet. Thor even is a movie that Christian Bale does fucking incredible, but the one thing that I hate is it's one of those standalone movies. The villain doesn't carry over to anything bigger. It's not like Thanos where he was looming in the background.
Another thing they can even do is the whole story with, so this would be an interesting thing for the future through the comics, is Uatu dies and Nick Fury becomes the new Watcher.
Holy shit.
And Nick Fury whispers to Thor, Gore was right. And he becomes unworthy and can't lift the hammer anymore.
Oh, jeez.
And that becomes a whole story arc for Thor. And that's why Thor loses Mjolnir, and that's how Jane Foster ends up getting it.
Oh, that's
because
the real...
he's not worthy to lift the hammer, and because of her cancer, and because, I guess it saw her as a worthy warrior because she was, a badass and shit, that she becomes Thor, and he's like, he feels some sort of way. And then,
there are certain things they can cherry pick out of that, but they've already done a few.
Hell,
of
I'd love
those
to
themes.
see multiversal shit where they have fun with it, almost like have David Hasselhoff as fucking Nick Fury meet Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury. And
I feel
shit.
like that's what If can do. What If is the animated version that allows you to be a little more free with it. The movies are still the anchor points to me. There's so much that goes into.
I mean, they had all the versions of Spider-Man meet,
Wait, so I have a question, just as somebody that's a little more ignorant to the lore. But what was was it another version of the Avengers, the group where it was like Thor, Hulk, the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, it wasn't X-Men in there too at some point? All of them. What is that? Is that just another version?
That's the real Infinity Gauntlet story, but because those properties were owned by Fox and they couldn't do
the comics.
all of the heroes in the early MCU, they
Some
just
crazy
refined
shit happened.
Isn't that the next
worlds.
stage though? Is that they're gonna now involve the Fantastic Four and
Chris, your money?
And I also heard that at the end of Miss Marvel, I think it was.
Yes.
That
I haven't seen that.
They switched a major plot point.
Talking about how dimensions work inside of what's the difference between a multiverse and an alternate dimension, because Shang-Chi has an alternate dimension, Miss Marvel. So this led to the Kevin Feige conversation and questions, because in the finale of Miss Marvel, they hash out some of the groundwork to how that works. And Feige answered yes, because we now established to our team what the rules of this are, you're going to start seeing it. You're going to start feeling it a little more and understanding what's really happening. And that's where the Fantastic Four really works, because Reed Richards is the ultimate genius. He's smarter than Tony Stark. That's someone who can, I think, for the audience, translate what's, the plot or the science
You
to
would
the
have loved
audience.
the exchange in one of the more recent comics that Tony was talking to Mr. Fantastic, and they're he's talking about this threat that's super far away with the Hulk, because they were looking for the Hulk, and he's saying that I have all these satellites that piggyback off each other and create this mesh network that I can scan shit even in unknown parts of space.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm impressed. He was like, first of all, I didn't think you had the knowledge or the resources to make something like that happen. And then he's like, Reed, I'm kidding. He was like, Thor's ravens literally told me where he was.
I wish I should
but
check
the
out more
the
of
banter
comics.
and that kind of shit, that's what I'm gonna miss if we have the Fantastic Four without somebody like Iron Man, because Reed and Iron Man have a rapport and
it brings up some other shit that they got the Russo brothers recently talking about their passion for Secret Wars. They say it was their favorite comic.
Secret Wars
line.
was great,
And it would, and that's all caused by Doctor Doom, correct?
So no, this
Okay,
there was a character called the Beyonder.
Okay.
And he has a cosmic cube that gives him the powers of like
Get
a
that
celestial being, and makes him like nigh omnipotent.
Okay.
Think of it like the Infinity Gauntlet before the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
And he has this world called Battle World, and like as a whim, because he's an omnipotent being, he decides to take all of the like major heroes and all of the major villains and teleport them to this battle world and have them battle it out to see what is the ultimate force, good or evil. And they have to all fight each other. But because Doctor Doom is such a fucking shyster, he actually ends up taking the cosmic cube from the Beyonder and subjugating everyone. And literally drops a mountain on all of the heroes. And the fucking Hulk alone is holding this fucking mountain up and saves everybody.
Nice.
And like every major like popular character from the 80s is in this. The Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, everybody.
So
and what's interesting about the story is that is where the symbiote starts
That's
out. Because there's a machine. See, they have the headquarters for the heroes and villains when they're not battling. And there's this machine that repairs everybody's costumes because they got all beaten to shit after the battles. But when
Classic
Spider-Man
comic
goes to
writing.
use the
Here's the
machine, the black goo goes all over him, and he's like, this is a different style. He was like, but like he felt that it was enhancing his powers and made him stronger than he was before.
Gotcha.
But it turned out to actually just be an alien that was living on that battle world.
Who is this?
And absorbed him. So this is
Spider-Man
how
and symbiote.
Spider-Man got the
Spider-Man, how he
symbiote
got it.
suit.
Okay.
This was introduced in
Gotcha.
the Secret Wars. And one of the most famous comic book covers of all time
Yeah,
is
it
him
was-
with the black cover, and it's one of the Secret Wars covers.
It's this red. Check this out. So my question with Secret Wars 2 is, don't the multiversal versions face off against each other? Isn't it like Steve Rogers versus Sam Wilson? Isn't there another Secret Wars?
So there's a newer Secret Wars, which I did not read, and that would be
I
a different one.
I see.
The original Secret Wars would be cool because of the Beyonder and the.
I feel
they
like
can't do a Cosmic Cube though because they combine the Tesseract, as
Tesseract,
being
yeah.
an Infinity Stone. So I don't think they're going to bring Infinity Stones back.
and they
into
can
it.
make Kang the Beyonder. If they
Because don't
want, or
forget,
they can make,
this universe doesn't have Infinity Stones
They
anymore.
can make Doctor Doom the Beyonder. Technically, they could just get rid of that whole twist and just be like, "Oh, it's Doctor Doom."
They can make Kang the Conqueror the fucking Beyonder.
I feel like we'll see I think things will be better laid out when we see Ant-Man in 2023, because that's Quantum Mania, and Kang is apparently the baddie. So that's when
That's
it's
probably
really
we're
going to be.
we're going to see the beginning of the Fantastic Four.
Exactly.
Wait, I
the
still
end
have a
of
question
that.
that's unresolved. So, because From the Dungeon was telling me this when I was on his show. Apparently, at the end of like Miss Marvel, they changed like a major plot point. They said that instead of her being like I don't know what they call them, like an Inhuman or something.
Yeah,
they
she's
said
a
mutants instead, and then they played the da-na-na-na-na.
So yeah, this is the hint. Yeah, that's
So,
spoilers,
but there's
guys.
controversy around this. Why? What did they change exactly?
Again, so this goes. The Inhumans were something that Marvel. Man, this gets into a drama that
They
nobody
made a
gives a
TV
shit.
show that was
Saran
not
there
wrap
was a
version.
produ-
A saran wrap version
There was
for
a
a layman.
producer at Disney who didn't give a fuck about Kevin Feige, more or less. Kevin Feige and this guy had this battle, and at the time, the TV side of this whole Marvel shit was like independent of what the MCU was. So there were shows like whether it was on Netflix, The Defenders and Daredevil, or on ABC there was
Here, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then they did an Inhumans. I didn't even touch that yet. An Inhumans thing. That has all been like completely destroyed now. Now Kevin Feige oversees, I believe,
That was
entire...
the show that had the guy from Game of Thrones on it. What the fuck is his name?
Not Rob Starr.
The Battle of the Bastards. What's his name?
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
it did have him.
Ian-
Ramsey was on that show.
What was his name? I forget that actor's name.
So they basically more or less are going to act like that shit never happened. And now because
But I
Ms.
think that the
Marvel
guy that
was,
played Black Bolt was the Black Bolt that was in the movie, though.
he was the one from the show. He
Yes.
was the one from the show in his actual... real
comic
book costume that everybody was really happy about to see. So whatever, this goes back to some of the roots, and if you read the comics and grew, Miss Marvel's a relatively new character, but her roots are based in the Inhumans, and there's a whole story about the Inhumans and all this other shit, and it just seems like in this MCU they're going to use Miss Marvel to kick off the X-Men now that Marvel owns Fox and the X-Men. So now they've just made that change. I'm sure there's deeper things that I don't really understand. As a viewer of pretty much strictly the MCU, I'm perfectly fine with that kind of change, because to me, the future of the Marvel Universe isn't in the hands of the old guys, the Thors and the Cap. It's
Who would
now
be your pick for Wolverine?
I've seen a couple of pretty good candidates.
Carl Urban would be a good.
Carl Urban's probably one of the best that I've seen, because he's aged, he's gritty, he has that gruff fucking look.
Fans would accept
They can't
him.
go with somebody young and sprightly. It has to. Wolverine and Logan, he's old. He's fucking 100+ years old, and he should look 40. He shouldn't look young.
You know what would make a
they
good
say
beast?
he should be short. Everybody's bitching he should be short.
Yeah.
You know what would make a good beast would be the guy who plays the sheriff in Stranger Things. What's that guy? He did Hellboy.
He's already in.
He's the Russian.
He's the Russian guy, but he would be a good beast. Yeah, the blue dude.
You're talking about David Harbour.
David Harbour as
yeah.
Beast.
Yeah, paint him blue.
He lost a ton of weight now.
I feel like look, if fucking
played
Kelsey,
Hellboy?
if Kelsey Grammer could play
The thing
him.
about
played
Beast is
Hellboy?
he's highly intelligent. He's a
Right.
scientist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So you
that's
need to
true.
get somebody that's like smart.
Whip smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were wondering who they're going to pull in. Me and Rob were talking about this before. Who are some of the characters that already exist? Let's say there's, we know Professor X. We know Patrick Stewart as Professor X. But you didn't watch Doctor Strange yet either.
No.
Shit. Well, in Doctor Strange, he makes an appearance as the classic
Right.
animated series
Didn't he get
Professor
killed
X.
Yellow
Something?
Halberd chair.
Everybody gets killed. That whole Illuminati gets killed.
They all get killed.
And they're all alternate versions. So they've been saying John Krasinski from The Office.
Yeah.
He was Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange, but it's been rumored now that it's going to be somebody else who's going to be the 616
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic. Or honestly, they could have. I don't know if they're going to do a origin story with the Fantastic Four. They could just fucking appear through a portal and be like, "Hey, we're here to help." But I feel like that's kind of cheap. But there's already been 2 other Fantastic Four origin stories that suck so bad.
Yeah.
It almost needs a good kickoff, because you want to see how the Thing came about. You want to see, I think
I thought that
roots.
the one guy that portrayed him, the guy from
love
the
him.
Shield,
Michael Chiklis?
Michael Chiklis did a good job as him. I thought.
Yeah, those movies just didn't have good plot or writing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
They
the
didn't-
people themselves were the problem with those movies.
never.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Jessica
wasn't.
Alba is like my wife.
She was great. Yeah,
And
I was entertained at the time by those things.
Chris Evans got his
But
like superhero start. with
The
that
wish
movie.
list: bring back the Russo brothers, Secret Wars, Doctor Doom, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Magneto. Like, let's go. That's Marvel. Like, right now we're kind of
100%.
puttering along with.
We've been having like
some
diet Marvel,
patchwork.
like they've
Yeah.
been telling great stories despite not having.
They're
all
not
the
using their
characters.
best characters to test everything about Disney Plus. They're learning, I think.
And I don't think they're going to be part of Phase 4. I think they're going to be the start of Phase 5.
100%. There's no reason to. They said this is the midway point of Phase 4. Now they have some. They said they have a few things they want to touch on with, still the repercussions of Endgame and Thanos. They still have a couple of big plot points that
And
have
they
to do with
skipped over
that.
major characters like Adam Warlock. They haven't even
Still-
brought the Silver Surfer or Galactus. I mean, they have some like crazy shit that they can pull.
Keanu Reeves, Silver Surfer, please.
That would be funny.
That'd be the best. It would be the
Bald Keanu.
Well, because he's so monotone, and I feel like the Silver Surfer is almost like Dr.
Norrin
Manhattan.
Rad, that's his name.
He doesn't really get excited unless he's. The only time you see the Silver Surfer yell, I think, is when Thanos is coming.
Yeah, he literally. Well,
Like
he
screams.
was the one that tells everybody Thanos is coming.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And then they all of a sudden
He was the
see. This
Paul
is the
Revere.
crazy thing.
It was. Yeah.
Before they even knew Thanos was coming, like half of everybody disappears. They're like, there's all these people missing. The Thing was actually snapped away. Like he was one of the ones that was like missing.
Oh, so the snap already happens. And
Yeah,
then-
the snap already happens.
Got it,
And
got
then And then they go to battle. I mean, Thor gets turned to glass and she gets shattered. Like, all kinds of fucked up shit happens. And Uatu, the Watcher, actually intervenes and saves them because they're going to get wiped out.
They have a lot of really good things started, a lot of good threads out there. Uatu.
Thanos bitch slaps Drax and the Hulk in one slap.
Oof. What was the comic book? Did you see the image of Thanos getting destroyed by Doctor Doom? Have you ever seen this? Hold on, I'm going to pull up this image of Doctor Doom meeting Thanos for the first time. You must have seen this.
Probably at some point. Well, that's not the first. Oh, so that's God Doom. So
okay.
Basically, they did this whole very convoluted and difficult to follow storyline where Reed Richards is actually evil.
Okay.
And Doctor Doom becomes like a fucking god. He has a white cloak and shit. And Thanos goes to challenge him and be like, "What makes you think I'm going to listen to you?" And he literally grabs him by the throat and rots him away, and he's just holding his head and spine like a fucking Mortal Kombat character.
Yep, right
but
there.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Badass.
So Doctor Doom to me is not the next big bad because it looks like Kang is going to be, but
Kang is actually a descendant of Reed Richards.
Yes, he is a Richards.
But
we'll
they did say that the portal technology that Reed uses in that scene is actually Doctor Doom's portal technology.
Well, that's 813. So there's a lot of different shit that happens in 813. The universe,
yeah,
Ultron is good. Tony pulls off Ultron, and it's actually a police state. The writers said 813 isn't as nice as it appears because it's very heavy in the Illuminati's oversight and
they're gone now, so I wonder what.
What is 813?
That
That's a
power
great
hole.
question. How does that work?
Yeah, because you got to figure. Not only did they get killed, but all the Ultron robots were destroyed as well. Or at least the ones that were there. Who's going to control Ultron? Unless Tony's still alive there.
I don't know. They wanted Tom Cruise to be him. That would have been funny. I don't think they ever actually talked about that, whether Tony died in 813 or not. I assume he died in the battle against Thanos.
All right. Well, hey, we got to keep it
he
moving.
didn't, because remember, they said that they used the Book of Ashanti to defeat him.
Well, no, I'm just saying I think Tony died before they figured that one out, but
Oh.
I'm just speculating. But yes,
Let's keep it moving. Let's save the Marvel. We got
on.
plenty
Chris
of Marvel
knows
to
nothing,
talk about. Well,
and,
that's not even that. It's just we've been going for we're on 2 hours now. This might be
Nice.
our longest live yet.
Nice.
Phil, we actually did ask that, though. Is Tony alive in Valhalla? I have a feeling he might be.
Yeah,
I brought that up for you, Phil. I know
Yeah.
you sent the video. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
I think he is. That would make sense because he died in battle against Thanos, and that's my last thing about Marvel.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
They're
And
saving them. They're going to
even
bring
if
them
it
back
was
for
like
one big
a
moment.
ghost version or something.
I'm
I
hoping
don't
it's
know.
Secret Wars. You bring
Unless
back
it's a hologram
the
or some
core
shit.
guys. No, I don't want holograms. I want fucking Robert Downey Jr. in the flesh. No, that'd be great.
All right, so next up we got PlayStation news. So the
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation Network is actually coming out with a new loyalty program called PlayStation
Finally,
Stars.
So I didn't hear
So
about this.
this
Is
is
this
gonna
part
be-
of PlayStation Plus, like the expansion?
It is and it
or-
isn't. So it's a separate program, but
Free.
it's free to sign up for. And if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you're going to get automatic points monthly because you're a part of that plan. There's going to be different ways to earn points, whether it be just play a game once a month. Then they're going to have more that are going to be more like challenges, like get a specific achievement or win a tournament. And then there's also going to be like more top tier prizes, like if you're the first person in your time zone to platinum a game or something like that.
Joe, my cousin Joe has 34
Wow.
platinums. He
I
just
have
platinumed
13.
Horizon Zero Dawn. No, I'm sorry. Whatever. The sequel to Horizon.
Multi-platinum award-winning.
He is the multi-platinum. I wish he fucking streamed. Joe should have been streaming every single one of those.
And he doesn't even have to be on camera or say
No,
anything.
he-
People would just
wait,
watch him play.
I don't have fun when I stream. I don't
I don't
understand.
have
What do you
fun
mean?
when I stream either.
You got to
though.
entertain.
Jesus.
You feel obligated to
Fucking
entertain.
guys.
See,
Selfish
I
bastards.
can't because I'll focus on the game and I won't say anything, and then people will be writing shit to me. And I see, like with this,
So what?
with this, at least we're having a conversation. With video games, I have to like hyper focus because of my fucking ADHD. I need to
that's true.
focus on the shit. And I'll like an hour will go by and be like, "Fuck!" People have been commenting to me, and I didn't say anything to them. And the point of Twitch streaming is to be interactive with your fans.
I mean, I watch like Doc, and you guys you got a bigger thing going where like people enjoy observing you, and at your level, I would probably have paid comments to be the ones to really highlight because. I've seen your YouTube, and you can't even sustain it. I can't even look at it, like being a moderator. It's
on
just
YouTube, it's a different story. Twitch, I have nobody.
Well, that's where, I mean,
Nobody
your audience is
watches
on
my
YouTube,
shit.
in my opinion. So my cousin Joe should stream. Never mind you,
So
of course.
what's in this?
All right, this shit is called All PlayStation Stars. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's just called PlayStation Stars. Part of this will be unveiling a new type of reward called digital collectibles. Collectibles are as diverse as a portfolio of bullshit. Okay, little digital shit. Basically NFTs for Chris. Digital representations of things that PlayStation fans
But they
enjoy.
also say that some of the
Figurines
prizes
and-
could be like PlayStation wallet money, so you can get
Yep.
games and shit. So
Let's see. History of Innovation. There will be a new collectibles, ultra rare collectibles. Okay, I get it. Collectibles. What else?
you know what was
New
fun?
path?
Remember when the
Nah.
PlayStation 3 had that little hub that you can like make
home?
your character and shit. and,
Yeah,
like,
everybody
you
was
can
so
have-
upset when they got rid of that.
It was ridiculous.
PlayStation
I
Home.
remember that.
If
It was
anything,
like
they've
The
taken
Sims.
more and more away from like the
I know what
desktop.
Joe would say. Joe would say, fuck PlayStation, because I've been getting Microsoft rewards for like 5 years. So this is definitely Sony playing catch up again. Like they've definitely, I would say, Sony has rested on its success again. Similar to the PS2, the PS4 was so successful.
But
They almost didn't
PlayStation has
need to
been
do-
successful without something like this, and they're giving this away for free. So
Well, yeah, it's true. But I think as a player, as somebody who's poured thousands and thousands of hours into games, and I thought the trophy system was going to bring something like this where, oh, shit, I got all these little credits that I earned from doing all this
like, what's
bullshit.
the point of doing all these?
Nobody
things?
gives a shit though. You know, it's like, oh look, I platinum this. It's okay. You know, like but you don't have anything to show.
That's just
for it.
because Chris doesn't have a lot of platinums. He says
I
that.
like
If
the
Chris
platinum.
had platinums, he'd be
If
flaunting
a
them like
platinum is
motherfucker.
achievable, I'll go for it. You know,
Yeah, Robert,
if
no,
it's
but
something
good
like
amount of
beat
them.
it
My
on
point
hard
is
mode
not
without
that they're-
getting
they're
damaged,
worth-
like, I'm not
also-
gonna
My
do
point is
If-
not that they're worthless. My point is that
There's no
there's
incentive
not-
to get them.
There's not really a showcase for them. It's like if I said, "Oh, I have this platinum," you'd be like, "Cool, I'm gonna keep playing my game now." You know what I mean?
And it would have made more sense if with now what it looks like they're doing is when you're earning those platinums, there's a little bit more incentive. There's some sort of financial incentive to do it.
Well,
but
we'll see.
yeah, exactly. We will see.
I have a PlayStation credit card, and it's pretty good. And that I get money, and I can redeem it for PlayStation points, and I'm happy with that. But we'll see what this is.
Phil says, yeah, I think Sony's trying to inflate their subscription value. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. They're trying to figure out ways to make this
I feel like they've
15
conflated it. I feel like it's confusing now. What is PlayStation
Well, there
Plus?
are
What does
three
it cost?
tiers.
What
The,
is, you
the-
know,
the essential tier is the base tier. Then there's like a middle tier that gives you like a little more games that you wouldn't get, you know, just on the regular program. And then there's like the ultimate tier, which gives you like a backlog of video games from yesteryear that you can play, like Ape Escape or Tekken 2.
those
and
are
shit like that.
well, but they like
These
shoehorned
motherfuckers.
in the PlayStation Now, right? That's where you could stream games that
So I
would
think this
normally
is
be
gonna
on.
be
versions.
replacing-
You can download. Now this is different than now because now is all streaming.
Yes.
Right now, there are certain games, specifically PS3, that have to be streamed. But this gives you access to the library to download or stream. So then you have the hard copy to play, which you don't have the same problems, the streaming issues. But for the PS3, because it was built on the cell processor and a custom architecture, it always has to be emulated. It
Now,
can
do I
never
think
be-
it's worth it? No, because I have
I don't
the
need it.
essential version.
I barely
pay
play the
$60 a
fucking
year
$60,
because I'm
$70
not paying
games.
$120 a year to
Can't.
play a bunch of video games I'm not going to play.
No, I can't do it.
Right.
I can't.
Because I own all these fucking games and I don't play them. So why would I get them on this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely Phil
Well, I'll
said
play
he,
Tekken,
Phil's
I got it
confused.
fucking over there,
Phil's
you know
been
what I
talking
mean?
about this since they announced it. Like it is fucking like, now that they're trying to parse everything. Now Xbox Gold. What's the difference between Xbox Gold, Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox Ultimate? I don't fucking know. I
Yeah.
have to read it. I basically choose whichever's giving me a free trial for 30 to 90 days, and I score
But
that
it's more
one.
confusing because they're changing something that has been very much the same for
Well, it's been one thing.
I
You
think
subscribe
one
to
of the
PlayStation.
things though is that
PlayStation
one
Plus.
goes
It
to
was
one,
one
one
price.
extends to PC.
You know, Phil said
And
too.
one's
He's
only for
confused.
system.
You know, I'm
It's
confused.
confused.
I
No,
don't know.
it's very-
Am I paying more now? Do I? You know, what
You're
do I?
not paying more. No, you only if you opt into one of the additional services. That's part of the confusion. It's trying to give everybody what they have and the new shit, and make the new shit seem appealing enough to pay more for. I'm not signing up for this shit because it's basically a beta test, and streaming video games are still not where they need to be. Like I've done it on my phone, I've done it on my PC. It's
There's always
good,
a
but it
little
doesn't
latency.
beat having the hard copy installed on the computer.
It's good
or
for
the
games that
console.
you don't need like
Little
the
bullshit
utmost
games.
precision and focus. But if you can't play first-person shooters that
I was
way.
even playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles via the Game Pass on my phone just to test it out to see what it was like. When it worked, it was cool, but it would only work well for 60 to 90 seconds, and then something would kind of fuck it up. But on the other side of Sony news, they did finish the acquisition of Bungie, so that's a done deal. So Sony, Bungie, Chris's favorite Destiny. Also, to Chris's favorite topics, Elden Ring has now hit top 10 sales all time ever, any video game. So Elden Ring is clearly very popular.
That makes it about as much sense
Great
to me
game.
as
I
Kanye
didn't-
West
I didn't-
being the top.
I didn't
fucking
hop on
See,
singer.
that
Chris
bandwagon.
also, if, all right, this is,
They should have
Chris-
never fucking left
if Chris
Halo. They
likes-
should have stayed
oh,
with
that-
Halo.
that's different.
They should have
Oh, yeah, I
stayed,
agree.
and it would have been a
Agreed,
perfect fucking
agreed.
game that we all know and love today. We'd still be playing Halo fucking 7.
oh, you think,
But they
oh,
fucking left,
yeah, well,
and they
fuck
made a
them.
fucking worse game.
Fuck
And
Microsoft.
Halo, I mean,
fuck
actually, we should get
Microsoft.
back
They
into
fumbled
Halo.
the fuck out of shit.
No.
They fumbled fucking the newest Halo. Go look at the Halo community right now. They are so fucking annoyed about how much that's
Not enough
been
maps.
fumbled.
They just need to add more
Not
maps.
enough anything. Nothing. There's
They
no plan.
don't have the
There's
assassinations
nothing.
either. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Fortnite every fucking week has something new characters, new fucking this, new map.
Fucking Indiana Jones is in the
completely-
shit now.
Yeah, what the
apparently.
fuck? I don't understand that, but that's because it's not for me or my generation. But to that point, like, what
Kids
are
are
you
gonna be
doing?
like,
But
is
that's
that
the
the
same
Temple
shit that
Run
happened.
doing?
That's the same shit that happened
No.
with Destiny.
No.
Destiny?
No.
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 Destiny?
Destiny literally
Destiny was
had
an incomplete game. It
events
sucked in the beginning.
in the beginning, but it
And then it
literally
took like a year.
added.
and then they-
Yeah. How much
Whether we
shit is
wanted to
there?
or not, we stepped into a
Destiny
war with the
2
Cabal
and
on
all
Mars.
these raids, and
Right.
then after the Activision acquisition, all that community says the quality of that game improved dramatically. Bungie to me makes the best first-person shooter engine, like hands down. When you play Destiny or anything that they made, Halo Reach, fucking Halo 3, Halo 2, those were
The feel of the
perfect.
weapons were pretty good.
Perfect. Yeah, they just felt
I
so
enjoyed
well
Destiny
done.
for a
The
good
fucking
3
Might of
months.
multi-tool, man.
For a good
That's my
3
And
favorite.
months.
again, I'm talking about the engine, not the fucking
The
the
reward
plot and the
system,
story and all that
the
shit.
fucking going and picking spin metal in the fields for fucking 6
But I would
hours.
give
like a goddamn,
Enemy captured
It's
zone
a smart.
B.
It's a
Peasant.
smart. To me, it's a smart acquisition by Sony. It's not about Destiny. They're not acquiring fucking Destiny. They don't give a shit about
well,
that.
what else does Bungie make?
Bungie's making new IP. They already have a game that they've been working on for like 2 or 3 years. That's working on new engine technology. I don't know what the fuck it is or what it's going to be, but I would give it a try because again, the quality. You can't tell me that the quality in Destiny isn't there. The polish. You know what I mean? It's a high quality game. It's a high quality engine. They do primo work, but they lost the narrative. All the storytellers, I guess, stayed at 343. You know, it almost seems that way, but I don't think 343 or Microsoft has done anything good that's added to the Halo legacy.
They made a
The
solid
show
game, and
is
then they
eh.
just did not keep it up to date.
Exactly,
It was
absolutely.
a solid game.
I
and
like
I
the
want to
show.
go back
Classic
to
fucking Microsoft. The Zoom, the fucking this, the fucking that. They love copying shit or thinking they're going to come out with the best thing, and they don't have the follow through.
Right,
they
they
could
don't keep
peel
it
off
up.
enough market share to be good, but they never follow through. For some reason, they changed their direction. Or, oh, well, now we have Bethesda, so we don't even care about 343. I don't know. I don't even know what the
I
people
think they're
who
gonna.
work
I think
for 343
Halo
are
is
doing.
gonna make a comeback in another year or so. They'll finally.
If they're going to
go
come out with
back
the Battle
into it.
Royale, which
They're gonna
apparently
bring back
everybody's asking for.
Forge. They'll bring Forge in, and
Need
that'll
that.
pull
Need the
people in.
user-created
Because when
shit.
you get Forge, you get all the a whole bunch of new
User-created
levels.
stuff
So
helps.
I think
I enjoyed the show. I mean, I know I don't know the
I didn't
original
follow through
Halo
with it.
story.
Once
but
I saw Master Chief,
as far,
I
as
just
far as the
couldn't take it
TV show
seriously.
goes, it was good. I mean, you know, I get it with the whole helmet thing. He fucking
don't.
hardly wore the helmet the entire show.
I don't know why they had him. They should have built up to the moment, and then even then, like, man,
Because
I don't
it's
know.
the same shit that we go back to every time with fucking like Mando taking his helmet off and shit. These actors want to be seen.
They do a good job with Mando, though. When he took his helmet off, it was like, oh. And even then,
Because they had
he's
to
still
write it
always
that way.
wearing it.
Because Pedro Pascal fucking stormed off on set.
Really?
complaining that he wanted more FaceTime the next season. So they literally wrote that entire episode where he takes his helmet off in the Imperial compound to appease him.
Yeah, if I
But
was
why
any
would you sign
actor-
up for a show that the character never shows his face and they complain that your face?
I mean, we
is
hear
never
this
shown?
shit so second
Any
fucking
actor's
hand.
gonna want to.
Yeah, we hear, they stormed off. Yeah, literally, he's under fucking contract. They can make him do whatever they want when he's under contract. But to be fair to somebody who has input on a successful show, you're Jon Favreau, you're Filoni, you're going to sit there and hear Pedro Pascal out and go, yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah,
when they did it, it was
let's
cool.
fucking put him in there, like, let's, how does that work again, to the point about Master Chief, does it work inside the boundaries of the story that we know? Yes. Master Chief, it's like, the whole point, Bungie would say, when they came out with the original Halo, was that you were Master Chief. It wasn't that he was his own thing or he was John. Yeah. You were the chief. That's why they didn't show
Link
him
never
with his helmet
talks,
off. Yes, that's why he's very solemn. Bungie had said that long ago. That was our intent with him at the time. It grew into a life of its own. He became a symbol for Microsoft, and we had to kind of do a little bit more. And I would say those books, equal to the Star Wars type shit, are the best content for like Halo, to know the lore and know the depths. I actually, on the Pedro Pascal thing, Phil asked a good question. Pedro Pascal is going to be... Is he going to be in The Last of Us? Is that what happened?
Isn't he supposed to be... what's his name? Clyde or whatever? What's his name?
Right now, I haven't played The Last of Us in a long time, so... Phil asked this. This was in regards to the game.
You mean Joel?
Yeah, Joel. Is it Pedro Pascal playing Joel?
I don't know.
I think so.
Hold on,
yeah,
let me double
I'm pretty
check.
sure that Pedro Pascal is playing Joel, and then isn't the girl who played Ramsey? Not Ramsey. The girl, like the little girl from Game of Thrones.
I think.
Isn't she the girl or something?
Let me see.
You mean the one from the north?
Yes.
Yeah.
The leader.
Liana Mormont. Yeah.
So yeah, here you go. Pedro Pascal to star in HBO series as Joel. So yes. Anyway, on the Pedro Pascal thing, they are doing a 1-to-1 remake of The Last of Us Part 1. They're doing a PS5 complete build on it.
I still haven't played Part 2. Part 1 was amazing.
Do you think it's worth $70?
Yes.
No.
I think it'll be there you go. Got differing opinions. But I think if it's a remaster and you're replaying it, man, it's been so long that I feel like it's allowed.
Here's my question.
It's been like
they're going to
8 years.
charge $70, but I'm not going to pay it.
Here's my question. Would you replay The Last of Us Part 1 now as it is, or would this motivate you to play it again? Like, would you not play it if they weren't remaking it?
I don't know if I'd want to play it again.
I heard that they're remaking the online, too.
They're doing a completely separate game online. Yes.
That was a great online game.
That was like the first PS4 game, too.
That was like the first kind of battle royal in the sense that you started out with shit and you had to like pick up stuff and craft it to be able to fight. You'd have like 6 bullets.
So I know why Phil's asking the question, and I get the hint. We're in the remaster era. Everything's remaster, remake, re-up-res, and fucking re-PS5 it, and PS6 it, and PS7 it, and not make anything fucking new. I think that's the hint. And I agree, like, there's a limit to it. I don't know how easy it is for them to, like, develop this shit. Like how to come up with these games and these original.
I'm sure it had to take a huge team to rebuild
that.
that
better
game.
part of a decade spent, right?
I'll go with nostalgia
game.
and something I know is good over something new that I spent $60 on and ends up being a shitty fucking game.
So, to the same point, how do you feel about Rockstar kind of putting...
I was upset.
Yes, putting the remasters to the side and saying we want to focus on 6.
Because of the reception to the GTA remasters, which were good. If you don't think they were, you're a fucking idiot and you never grew up playing Grand Theft Auto games.
They were
because
great.
they're fucking great remakes.
Once they
remasters or whatever.
I would say rushed because it needed more polish.
People were mad that they wanted a fucking totally new. They want
to play GTA 5
but in Vice City. That wouldn't be good.
That's called GTA 6.
Exactly. No, I enjoyed them and I played them all completely, completed them, did all the vigilante missions, the paramedic missions.
I felt
all
like
the
I was
online
playing,
bitching was just noise.
I felt like I was playing a cartoon, which is awesome.
It looked like how it looked when you used to play it, just a little bit better.
It had this, because of the high refresh rate and just the way things were. The
Now, have they
explosions,
run
the-
patches to fix some of the
Hell
early
yeah,
glitches?
bro. The game
Yeah,
is-
and they
is
patched up some of the
polished
stuff that
and
people didn't like.
The pop in, the rain effect was garbage in the beginning.
I would fucking kill to replay a remaster of
4
GTA 4
and
was
Red
the
Dead, the
best
original
Grand
Red
Theft Auto there was. GTA 4, Nico, cousin, you know, it's like fucking
I hated the cab
New
missions,
York
but
City. They
Bowling,
nailed New
let's
York
go
City.
bowling. Oh,
Cousin,
you're not
let's
gonna
go
come
bowling.
And it wasn't optional. That was the difference between 4 and
No,
5.
it was optional, but he would get upset with you. Be like,
Oh, you'd
okay,
lose the
cousin,
RPG.
I
fucking
understand,
points.
cousin. I guess I'll call you next time. You know, they get mad at you or upset. But GTA 4 had the best story. They nailed New York City.
I
It was
can't
such a
remember
good
if I
game.
played that one. Or
They were
not.
going to remaster it, and now they're not. And
Well,
Red
they
Dead
sh-
Redemption
they-
1.
They
Oh my
shelved
God.
it. They shelved
Red
it.
Dead Redemption 1 remastered.
Honestly,
Oh,
I would have
We're
loved
fu-
Red Dead
but-
Revolver remaster. That would have been fun.
I mean,
'Cause that
hey,
even
listen,
had a fun online.
was a
me
good
and
game.
Chris are currently back into some GTA. You know, I've had some time off work, so just been finding, ways to fill the time basically. And GTA is a great way to do it. And it's one of the
Nice.
most unique experiences out there. There's nothing like playing GTA Online.
oh my God, it really is.
There's a grind to it, but there are moments that just can't be scripted, that are unobtainable in other games. It's the best playground out there. It's the best digital playground around. But I want the next story. I've been playing GTA 5. Me and Joe talked about this since Xbox 360.
Yep.
Okay? We're a full generation beyond,
Me too.
and we have not seen the next iteration. Now, Red
They've
Dead
mentioned
2,
it.
Red Dead 2 was an undertaking unlike anything they've ever done. They literally unified the studio. Rockstar became one giant studio, no longer Rockstar North, Rockstar East, whatever.
Right.
It's now one giant studio. Red Dead
Diego.
2 was the first unified effort. GTA 6 is the next unified effort. They have to put the brakes on other projects because the internet won't let Rockstar speak without
won't,
saying GTA 6.
They are crucified. They're just, oh, you're
They're
remaking
almost being
something instead of
bullied
making
into
something new.
doing it.
Yeah. They
But
are.
they've been doing it. They've been
I'd love
working
to
on
see
this.
another LA Noir.
They've been working on this for 5 or 6 years. There's no doubt that it's just been in the conversation, in the background. Something that now that they have the engine technology, you can see with Unreal Engine 5, you now have the visuals that you would expect of the next
It
gen
is going
Grand
to
Theft
blow
Auto.
everything out of the water.
It's
It's
gonna
going
be
to fucking shove a foot
mind-blowing.
up so many people's fucking mouths and throats because
They'll
it's going to
still
be
be
so-
not happy,
there-
bro.
There's
They'll still
people
be
out
not
there
happy.
now that are
Whatever.
saying, I'm not even going to play GTA 6 because they took so long, or fuck that game, it's going to suck. Fuck you. It's going to blow the fucking goddamn
Phil?
underwear off of everybody.
Phil, you want this show to how long you guys want to hang out with us? Because honestly, Phil just asked a fucking great question.
A wish list for GTA 6.
Oh boy, I got mine.
Vigilante missions that are like actual police missions. That would be cool. They got to kind of bring those back. They don't exist in GTA 5, but police missions.
I feel like that's what they're bringing in that
Handcuffs.
DLC with the FBI shit. They haven't announced it. Though.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
It would
Handcuffs.
be cool to have multiple cities that you could travel to.
Yes.
I want a crooked cop. I want a fucking bent
Yeah.
cop as the main character, and
Oh,
that
you
could
wanna be a
create
crooked
so
cop?
many plot lines. And you can choose to be virtuous, or you could choose to be a piece of shit
Do
criminal.
you want it current day?
Yeah, kinda in some ways.
I want you to be
like
able
the
to
idea-
customize clothing.
I like that.
Yeah,
Just like shirt color and
or just
Just a little
import
bit
your
more.
own designs in. Import your own face. I want you to be able to import your face
Nah.
like you could do in so many games.
not for story. No way.
Not for story, but
I
for
want
online
to,
or something.
I want them to bring back the.
the character.
I want the
The
character
Tommy
back.
Vercetti,
I want the forced into a life of crime
protagonist.
because the choices you make are based on your needs. Like, I've been reading about different rumors, and I don't like current day. We've already done it. GTA 5 is current day. We live in a reality that's too ridiculous to spoof. This is the spoof. We're living the fucking spoof.
Well, that's
so
what
I don't even know how you
GTA
make
5 was.
fucking jokes of this. Like, we're
that's
almost
kinda
beyond
what GTA
parody.
5 was. They parodied it in only a way that they've always
We
been
haven't-
phenomenal at the parody of modern day.
I think
shit.
but for me, for preference, I don't want all the technology and the seamless
Yeah.
cell phones and smartphones
Well,
and smart fucking visors and
You
jet
lose out
bikes.
on that a little bit.
I want something a little more grounded. If I was gonna put on a checklist, something just a little bit more grounded in sense of what are my abilities and how does the game?
Then people get bored of it. I mean, like Red Dead.
No.
Red Dead is, if you want grounded, you play Red Dead.
And
You got
Red
a
Dead's
horse
a little
and-
too far. Almost. It's
do you mean?
almost again. It's
Little
you're back
too
in the
grounded,
1800s.
you
You
mean?
don't. Yeah, you don't have like a payphone.
A cool gangster
cell
game.
phone.
Well, that's
would
what
be
I'm.
cool.
That's what I'm getting at. Is like I want to
I
be
want-
able to have a cell phone and some in my car and like.
I want late
some
70s.
things that are nice.
I want pre
That would be
Vice
cool.
City.
Yeah, New York City in the late 70s.
I would really want multiple locations. I want South America, some kind of Caribbean island shit, Vice City before the 80s, and maybe like a New York. I know that's a big list. This is a wish list. If you could travel to all 4 territories, if they did a GTA 4 upscaling to, not just an upscaling, but they literally went out and mapped New York City to do that map, they could easily tune that, tweak that to a more 70s, dirty, gritty New York. That is fucking interesting to me. Something
If
that's
they
fucking
did that with the
interesting,
other
man.
countries, it would be amazing if they had like a
Narcos
But
style.
imagine if they did like a little like Easter egg, like Dutch's mango stand or some shit.
Yes, yeah, bring in exactly that universe. I love that shit, and I think it makes sense to go back in time to that era because not only
People
could
love the
you-
nostalgia.
it's great
for sure.
nostalgia, great music, great
But-
technology, but also you can spoof today by
Through that,
showing
sure.
how we
Draw
got here.
parallels. Yeah.
Draw the parallels to the Nixon
Yeah.
administration and how did we get here politically as well. The immigration stuff, the drug culture, the war on drugs. It would be such a really engaging way to go back in time, relive, be nostalgic, and then also make sure you have technology that fits the time. Yeah, satellite phones instead of a cell phone, and it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
as
they
You get
did
that
reliable.
Warriors vibe too and shit
Ugh.
like that too.
See,
A
I would
lot of
rather
fun.
them just create something kind of different. I feel like, well, so here's the thing with GTA 2. A big focus of Rockstar, especially lately, is music and featuring new artists.
Yeah.
And if you are locked into the 1970s,
But
you can't, unless you have
no online.
musicians,
No online. Anything I'm talking about in terms of the territories
campaign only,
become online, GTA Online
like
available.
GTA World.
Yes.
That's what I want. I want a big
That's an interesting
MMO
point that
GTA.
Phil made.
Phil does
with-
make another interesting
With
point.
the engine that they have, it would be interesting if they told 2 different stories at the same time.
Said
Where
modern.
like you would have to flip to the past, and you'd have like a past version, and it almost
I-
doubles the map.
That's tough because then
don't
you got to make
necessarily
two
want
versions of the
switching
same
again.
map.
I feel like with GTA 5 and the story, it's fun and great, and they have a lot of great set pieces and like the heist. But that game almost was built like, hey, we have the technology to have 3 characters simultaneously. Watch this, like, oh, and he switches, and then they built the narrative around that. Oh, okay, we're gonna have the crazy guy. We're gonna have the midlife. I don't
think
want
they
to go
said
through
they
a
don't want to do that. I
Yeah,
think
I
they
want
said they want to have one character again.
focused narrative. Female, I don't care. Female characters, perfectly fine by me. I don't need it to be a man. As long as it's engaging and it has a story that makes sense where you're like, oh, this is why I would make this decision to run these drugs across town and not look in my trunk. And he gives me $1,000.
I've got
I
it.
just want the $1,000.
I've got it. A
Shoot.
way to appease your craving for a different time zone, or maybe a more dialed down or grounded in reality. So this is what you do, and this is kind of some what the rumors are. But you have, let's say it is Vice City, modern day Miami, and you have that kind of what we have already with GTA, where it's modern. There's all this new technology, crazy shit. But then you also have like you can go to Guarma, which is like their version of like Cuba. So
Yes.
you're drug running to South America, and when you go to South America, it's almost like you're going back to the fucking 90s or the
True.
80s.
Yeah, the technology.
Especially if you go to like let's say
Scarface.
Cuba, because they've been embargoed by the rest of the world. So like if from all accounts that I've heard of, when you go to Cuba, it's like going to 1950s, like
the cars and technology.
and then you don't have access because you're in a foreign government. You don't have your phone, and like so now you have. I don't know. There's all these other places you can go to, like fucking Brazil and these corrupt places where it's more impoverished. So you can have, and then you could also draw parallels between the corruption of modern day society and city life and American capitalism versus these fucking poor, destitute South American countries that and the drug shit going between them. You can kind of get all of that. Way.
Rockstar's best assets at times are similar to what they did in Red Dead. they go into incredible detail researching the past. And they make their game as authentic, their world, let's say, that playground as authentic as possible. And I just feel like because we live now where we're craving for yesterday in a weird way. We're always craving tomorrow. We want tomorrow. But we love to think about yesterday. All that music, all of just the pre-internet era is just so different than today, and there's a whole generation of kids that don't know that era. It would be a fucking hell of a way to show, oh, this is kind of what life used to be like.
Yeah.
You know, this is America before whatever, before
It's the
Reagan
way they did
or-
with Vice City, man.
Yes.
The 80s.
They haven't
like,
done that in a while, and I think it's time now to do that.
I
would be
agree,
cool to
Tricky
pull it
Ricky.
back.
I think it would be fun to have a Mafia GTA game because they haven't done that yet.
Well,
I mean, we've
GTA
had
3. What do you mean?
GTA 3 and
What?
4,
And
Vice
4.
City.
Vice City is
GTA 3.
And
Yeah.
GTA 3
So
was
is it
Salvatore,
was the 20s mob?
No, not the 20s.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
Mafia.
about.
So
By
the
Mafia,
Mafia.
then it's already a game.
It's modern
I
day
know.
Mafia.
I played that. I beat that. I beat the Godfather. You know what I
Oh
mean?
well,
need-
yeah.
we
To
don't
go
need
back to the
Rockstar to do that.
20s or something like.
But to have GTA's technology put into a Mafia game,
I would like if they did that with the Red Dead sense that it was like
because
the 1920s
yeah, you can play
or 30s
Mafia, but it's not
Mafia.
as smooth as fucking GTA.
No, never. Rockstar
No,
is
yeah.
equal to, it's like Bungie and Rockstar. Like,
It's like saying,
high
I could play
caliber.
Red Dead Redemption or Call of Juarez. Yeah, they're both fucking cowboy games,
they
but
always-
it's like it's not going to be the same
That
fucking
was the
experience.
alternative at Blockbuster. I want to see them do the next Red Dead. Like, forget the Old West. Do like a medieval. Like, why not? You know, change it up. A medieval Rockstar game. We've never
Grand
gotten that.
Horse Auto.
Fucking swords. Imagine
Theft
Grand Theft
Horse?
Auto with swords. That
it's
sells
going to be
itself.
Grand Theft Horse. It's
Grand
gonna be
Theft
like,
Autos with swords and chariots and horses. And
You'd have to
fucking-
make a different IP. You'd have to kind of like how they have Red
I feel
Dead.
like they could
separate
do it
from
with
that.
Red Dead.
They could do just another game. Like
No,
it'd
they
have
bring
to be
back
another
Manhunt.
game
or that.
series.
You
Was
know,
it Manhunt?
was a great
that
game.
was a fucked up game.
I used to play that in the dark, and like
I never
fucking-
played Manhunt.
It's before, like,
it's
video games
so
really hit
violent
the-
and
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I
could,
know.
like-
That's the one with the pig guy with the.
You know what?
pig
It's
with the
before the hot
chainsaw.
coffee GTA controversy. It's literally right before that. I feel
Manhunt,
like.
you could fucking literally like cut somebody's head off and then fucking throw it at somebody else. Manhunt was very, very violent. The Warriors is one of the best fucking
I
games.
played The Warriors.
I love
I
The
have
Future
it.
Warriors.
Rockstar, what, like, so Mars, Jesus, yeah, I guess like
A
Cyberpunk.
Rockstar in space game. I mean, that would also be insane. They would fucking kill that.
It gets a little bit. It gets well. I mean, I think
Hey,
about
I want a
what
New
they've
York
done.
noir.
It's
How
nice to
about
think
that?
about.
That
No,
would be
no,
cool.
no,
New York noir instead of an LA noir.
That'd be
Imagine
cool.
if they
That
did like
makes
a
sense.
fucking.
LA
that
Noir
would
was
be
a
cool.
when that game came out. It looked so real. The people, like the
Oh
face
yeah, the facial
capture that they
expression.
did was
They put some
insane.
major new technology into that
They
game.
filmed
but it
that all
dropped.
on Long Island. And
That's
like,
actually
Old
one
Beach.
thing that worries me about Rockstar is they used to use their sub kind of franchises to improve their overall application to like Grand
Well,
Theft
they would
Auto
introduce
being their
things
benchmark.
into
Yeah, the facial
Manhunt.
recognition. Exactly.
that got into
the
San
shooting,
Andreas.
the shooting, system, or the facial recognition for the facial mapping for GTA 5. They said with LA Noire, Max Payne was a big part of the gunplay
Such
and
a
the
good
gun
game.
design
Such a good
for
game.
that.
Those are great
I
games,
would play
too.
that shit. Yo,
You
come
can-
out with the
let's-
Max
We could
Payne
still play
trilogy.
that. PC. Get it.
Oh yeah, I have. Oh no, I
You
have
should
it on
play
my
some
computer.
online Max Payne. That game was so
I wanna
good.
play online.
I played
It'd
the
be me
last one. I
version.
didn't play them all, but I played the last one, and that was really good.
Rob, I think it's time.
I think it is time.
Bring us home,
Yeah,
baby.
hey, 2.5
Guys,
hours.
thank you so much for tuning in with us. We had a really good time doing the episode. It always feels good to be in person.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry that we had to lose Joe, but Joe was able to give his 2
He
cents
will
on
be
the Brett
back.
conversation.
Yes,
Be
he
back
hasn't
with a
been.
vengeance.
So he was able
He's
to-
gonna be back with
he
a
hasn't been
vengeance,
snapped.
folks.
He was able to defend his boy virtually. at
We'll hype.
least.
We'll
Yeah.
hype up the comeback of Joe.
But if you guys enjoyed the show and if you made it this far, please tell your friends, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been the Break Room Podcast. May the force be with you.